Damn. That's not right, bro. Oh, yeah, I could tell. I don't know. For me, I don't pay with other people. Mm. Yeah. You could join up whenever you want. I'm gonna go kill. I'm gonna go kill the Ender Dragon. Cause I need. Before I go, I'm gonna check my bow at least. I got 28 levels in my boots. I'm gonna type that too. But that's the thing, like for me, I take my time playing Minecraft. I know, like, I need to play through a lot, but like, I need shulker boxes to do my projects, you know? I just don't like, cause like, at the beginning, you know, like I feel like 2015 and 2013, like, that was the best year playing Minecraft, you know? But to make the map, I feel like every time they make the map bigger and bigger, you know? They make it like, shit. You know, tell me about it, bro. For real. Yeah. I don't got torches. Guess I'll do it at 12. Yeah. Shit. So the Shango, hey, so the Shango, like, if you ever want to go to the Shango, like, the start of it, like, so I throw it by my house, like, next to my house in front of it, and you gotta go, like, in the back, keep going straight over the mountain. Like, it's like, I'm gonna tell you kind of, like, when I'm going through it right now, or I could tell you later if you want. Yeah, I read the core down, yeah. Yeah, Minecraft, bro. You play that game later, bro. Get on, bro. Your house is almost done. I like your house. I like the layout. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Like that way. Yeah. And I got my low compass too anyways, you know. Um, when I get my, like, cause when I get my elytras, what you call it, I'm gonna be flying everywhere, you know. But the thing is, I'm gonna make a creeper farm. That's why I need the shulker box. I need a lot of materials. I'm like, what kind of thing I'm gonna make? I'm sure I gotta go alright, that was it. Okay. Don't break, please. Okay, we good. Alright. Ah, hell yeah. Can I get it? Yep. Oh, so like, so you know how like the area my area is flat? So I'm gonna do is like little shop store, like little like shop, like shop place, whatever, like little houses or like little shop, you know, designs, whatever. I'm a freestyle, whatever. I just gotta get them. That's why I need the chocolate boxes and shit like that. So I'm gonna put all that there, like a little town, and I'm gonna rent them. I'm gonna rent the whole place out, like you know, I'm gonna have, you know, like the prices, you know. So yeah, oh yeah, you know, yeah. Oh bullshit, like your area is like, you know, like you could be whatever, you know. People could do whatever you want. Like, but my area is like the industrial, you know, like the nice area, you know. And I'm not, I don't know, I'm trying to make it not like that, but you know, like, I don't know. Try, cause I used to have my Xbox. I used to play in survival too, so like, had a hardcore world, and I never lost it, you know. I had it for like since 2016, and I still got it. So that you know 2024. Imagine how far I got in that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Bro, you know what's crazy, bro? Bro, I gotta go through the ocean to get to the next, bro. It's like this place is far. I got you. Oh, just remember when you get there, you gotta, oh, that's you? No, no. Oh, okay. Oh, that's somebody else. It's not peaceful, by the way. Pretty good. Yeah, to get diamond armor and stuff like that, so you get that protect yourself. That way. I'm like, I'm negative 2,000 blocks. Yeah. You gonna need a boat. I'm still going far. You're still gonna need a boat. And I already got a bed. I already got a bed for you, so you know how to get it. So when you get there, just like put your spawn point on it. You know, if you die in there, you know, you don't have to go away. You know, I don't want that. Like, cause I don't want, bro. You know what happened to me, bro? My other, on my last world, I died in the end. But the thing is, I got hit by a shulker box. You know, they float me in the air. You know, and I died, but the thing is, I like it wasn't that far. Like my spawn, like where I built at and the end thing, whatever. It wasn't that far. So like I got there quick to get my shit before like, it despawned. You know. That shit sucks. Like, cause you got like I think 5 minutes or 3 before your stuff despawn or 2 something like that. Oh, if you need to change your armor, you can, or your tools, you can. You can just change it to whatever at my base if you need to. That way. Bro, my ender eye, bro, it haven't, bro, like, cause I got 13. I don't want to jinx it, but it haven't broke yet, you know. I know. Cause I don't know how much I need. So you know how sometimes they don't like to put 2 or 1, you know. I just don't like that. Ooh, coal. I'm grabbing this coal on the way. I always need coal, you know. Shit. I know I missed a couple, but I'm on the way to go to the dragon. I gotta go this way, right? Yeah, I gotta go in the ocean again. It didn't break. It didn't. Oh shit. Oh, bro, it's a fucking a guardian temple. Bro, hey, oh bullshit, you wanna make a circle out of it, like a circle, a big ass circle, like 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 color out. But like when we can, you know, on that time, you know, like whenever free time, you know. Cause I wanna get my like you know we're gonna get our place settled and it's like that's like what like a project I never did that before. I wanna do with somebody, you know. Shit. No bullshit, and we could get a low compass, like the you know the low compass for your thing. We could use that and just name the compass, you know, the desert or whatever, you know, like you know. Cause we're gonna have some. Oh yeah, that's fine. I like. Ooh, what the fuck is that? That's a ship? No, that's just I'm going far, bro. Excuse me, shit. Excuse me. I was paying Need for Speed Payback. I had a second viewer watching. That shit was fun. But like, I was getting irritated because I was one mission, you know. It was like, oh, gotta be that one mission. Like, that's the thing. I had 1,000. So my car, my Mustang is 1,000, and it was 1,030. I didn't have enough time, whatever. So I put 30 more horsepower, and I finished it. So like that got to me because like my car, you know, 1,030. You know, like come on, bro, what the fuck? 30, I need 30 more horsepower just to beat, like, you know. Oh, I just got irritated. I'm going far, bro. At least I got some rockets on me. I got like 39. That's enough to get back to the base. Hold on. Hello. Yes. Wait a second. Let me see. Oh, it's backwards. Tell me I'm here. I'm here, bro. But it's not. What happens if not? What happens if it's not by a village? What happens if not? That's fine. No, what happens if it's not near a village, though? Cause it's telling me is I passed it. I keep going and say I gotta turn around. And it's by like water. Look at the video. Go look at it, bro. You wanna see? Look, it stopped right there. It says right here. Okay. Put the cord. Let me write the cords down for you. Okay. I'm gonna send you it. I'm back. I'm sorry. No, can you hear me? My mic's kind of shitty. I'm sorry. 2, 3. He's right there. That's the cord. I'm digging 2 by 2. I'm not digging. I'm not gonna be a dummy and dig one hole down. You know, that's a dumb move. You know. That's a 100. That's a 600 IQ right there. 600 IQ. Nobody gonna. I used to do that. You know. And I just take the chance. You know, like. Okay, I'm hitting deflate though already. What the hell? That deep? Almost a bedrock, I think. No, not even. Well, I'm digging down like Jesus. I'm negative. Okay. Oh shit, that's a cave. Put over water bucket. Find diamonds here in this cave, but I was not here for diamonds. But I take that, you know. It's a big ass cave. And I found a geo, another geo. I gotta come back for that. I already found 2 geos I gotta get because I want the white stuff out of it. Pause. Excuse me. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck is this shit at? No, I hit bedrock, bro. I hit bedrock. See? Not in this cave, because if it was in this cave, I saw it. You know, it would be like. I'm gonna go back up and see, like, yeah, like, it's probably in a water area. If it's in a water area, that shit nutty. Shit. Bro, you gotta get Netflix whenever you can. Get Need for Speed Payback whenever you can. Yeah. No, cause so today, if you wanna watch my live stream today, at the end of it, before I got off, I went to online and I paid with one person. I was looking for people to race, you know, anybody, you know. So I saw this one guy at this gas station, so I got, you know, I spawned there quick, teleporter quick, you know, before he, you know, if you want to get off of that before. Bro, I put the signal and I say, you want to race? And he said, yeah. I said, follow, follow. I wasn't a party with him or nothing, but I did like a 30 roll with him, like a 30 on the highway. I honked 3 times. Bro, I took off. But I was in the hatchback and he was in the, like in the supercar, but like he had the top end, you know. But like I gapped his ass, you know, for a good minute. That's the thing. That game says right there though. What the fuck? Okay, it says right there. I'm gonna go right here. It's water in the water, bro. It's water in the water. It's water in the water. Oh, shit. I better be here, bro. It was just like I'm tired looking for stronger. Like this shit get annoying sometimes. Found more coal. Let me take that. I heard lava, I think. I'm getting laggy and why? I'm in deep sleep again. Jesus. Deep sleep.
Did you find on the way?
2. I put 2 away already.
Alright.
I want to leave that 2 alone. That's for my villagers. My villagers. Like after I get the breeder going, or if you need them, if you need the other one, you could take them. But I'm make I'm gonna make a, like automatic one, whatever. So like you just gotta press a mount cart and that's it. And it, you know.
Yeah.
So 'cause I'm gonna need a lot of them. Oh, I found diamonds. I'm trying not to find diamonds right now, and it's like I'm looking for this shit. Find more diamonds. That's nice. Well, I might need you to come over here because I can't find this shit.
Did you take your chest with you?
What happened?
Yeah. Did you take your inner chest with you?
Yeah. What happened? Why?
Say, I'm gonna fix your mic.
Okay, can you hear me? What now? I don't, I don't got one other thing. I need to find this, bro. I can't find it. It says right here, but it's not right there. This other was okay. Shit, if you find it before me, I'm gonna be irritated. Like it says right there, I went right there, nothing there. Like we'll go back on the water. Let me see something. Hold up. Oh, I gotta keep going, bro. That, that that's the old cord, but you can head. That's the yeah, that's the old cord. Don't head that. You can keep it on your base. Fuck. No. I got two and I broke. I only got 11. Um, yeah. That way. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Can you turn down your
Fucking mic. Yeah, what's that? No, you good. It's this way? Or that way? So we ain't lost it. I'll hit this way. My bad. That was some good ass Pepsi. I haven't drunk Pepsi in a minute. Okay, I found a jungle. No, I'm gonna give you the new coordinates. That's the old one. I'm gonna give you the new one. No hedge out there. I'm gonna give you the new one. Real quick. Yeah, I found a and I found a room poodle like right out of it, like right. I'm gonna give you like the corners, right, so you can trade there. Yeah, hold on, let me to get on my boat. Let me write this down real quick. Okay, 23, 36. Hold up, give me a second. The fuck? Let me type. 179 3 negative. Negative, right? Oh, let me see. No. My bad. Hold on, give me a second. Sorry. Burp. Okay, like that. Okay, have it right here, bro. 63 negative. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, cause the last corners don't seem right. I'm sorry, give me a second. The fuck? Last corners. My bad. I'm gonna send it because this shit. 20, yeah, last negative. Last number is negative. 2. That's the corners. The corner for the jungle. That's the jungle. That way. Okay. All right. I will have an ender chest. So I'll go that way. Okay. Bro, you're not gonna believe this. I think I'm tripping. Bro, you're not gonna believe this, bro. You're not gonna believe it. Bro, wait, this is this? No, oh, okay, no, I'm tripping. I thought this shit was underwater. But no.
One of which, of course, was the creepy dude. Let's call him Mark for the sake of simplicity. Now, as much as I hate to admit it, despite being an almost 30-year-old man, I'm probably what you call slender. I'm about 5 foot at the time.
I don't got 10 ender eyes. I hope that's enough, bro. I'm gonna be irritated.
This is important. I also had a beard down to the middle of my chest. This is also important. I delivered to Mark multiple
Hey, I don't got no more, what you call it, blaze rods too.
I'd never had an issue with him.
I'm gonna grab only 14.
Get the dude's issues. Until the one day he approached me from behind while I was bringing snacks around to some of the residents. I'm handing a snack to my absolute favorite resident, a sweet old lady who I'll call Wanda 98 with a prosthetic leg and still full of life. And I hear, "Hey sweetie, come over here." Barely
Excuse me.
in my mind because there are a bunch of people around, and it's not uncommon to hear him pull that type of thing. Wanda and I kind of rolled our eyes at each other.
That's what I'm thinking to do.
Then Wanda said, "Hey," and pointed behind me, and a second later, I felt somebody squeezing the back of my arm. I spun around, at which point he saw who I was, and he went paper white. Some of the real staff had seen it going on and dragged him back to his room. I was told to go on my break. Wanda and I had put him together. Next time I saw him, he was still a dick, but didn't seem to hold a grudge. Not sure if he even still remembered it. Wanda and I continued to eat pudding and joke about the situation afterward. It was our regular daily thing until I went back to my real job. I don't know what Mark's doing other than, as my mom, who still works there, says, still being an asshole. But Wanda's great-grandson is going to graduate soon, and she's super proud.
Hold on. I just lost the ender pearl, bro. I just lost the ender eye.
Okay, so this happened not even an hour ago, and I'm still shaking. I'm now safe, thank goodness, but I'm so anxious.
No, for the first one, no.
I'm 24 female, currently staying with my boyfriend 28, and he was having a small get-together.
What?
We were having drinks, so once we were out of most of the juice,
Me too. No, I'm not in the ocean. It says right here. Let me check it right here now. It says right here. Keep like it's another spot. I'm checking right now. Hold on. I don't got 19. What you call it? I don't got no 19. I got 9 ender eyes.
I went and got what I needed and left. As I was walking out, a man who looked to be in his mid to late 30s was about to walk in but stopped. I kept walking. He turned around and said, "Hey." I did not respond and kept going on my way. I knew I didn't drop anything, and I had everything I came for, so I did not need to have any other interactions, especially as it was nearly 3 a.m. He then proceeded to start following me, and when he was close enough, he said, "You pretty, I need me to you." I again ignored him and kept walking. He then taps me on the shoulder and asks for my number. I said no and to please leave me alone. He replied with, "But you're so pretty, come on." I ignored and walked faster at this point. I needed to cross the street too. I called my boyfriend and gave him the rundown of what is going on, and he asked for a description of the guy. I gave it to him, and I heard him putting his stuff on in the background. His friends asked where he was going, and he said he needed to handle something. He instructed me to walk faster, and at this point I was run walking basically, and I checked behind me, and the guy was still following me. He made a gesture for me to lower the phone. Now I was just running, and out of nowhere I crashed into my boyfriend. By that point I looked behind me, and the guy wasn't there anymore. I'm not sure if he was hiding or something, but he was gone. My boyfriend hugged me and asked me where he was. I said I don't know, and he told me if I wanted me to go check.
Found more
I said no,
diamonds,
just
but
to take me
nothing.
back home. So he put his arm around me and walked me back home. I am now sitting in this room.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the new card right now, and I'm gonna just stay here. Let me go back up.
But I can't help but
This shit, man, this shit getting me frustrated.
leave me alone. They will accept for a few times, but I can count those encounters with one scan. But this was so scary. The fact that he gestured to me to lower the phone was something that makes me just want to throw up. His friends asked what happened, and their girlfriends came to check up on me once he told them. I am now sitting with them still in the room, and they're comforting me. I don't know why this keeps happening. I'm sick of this.
I can't do. Second, can you still hear me? Okay.
Welcome to the wonderful world. 150 plus countries and over 400 million people. Let's explore more in Vigo now. So
I'm
much
almost
fun.
back up there.
For the second year in a row, Chevy Equinox has been ranked by J.D. Power #1 in new vehicle quality. Right from the start, Chevy Equinox, connected by OnStar. I am female. At the time of my tale, I was 27 years old.
I'm almost to the surface.
Now fiance in the same home we grew up in
Hey, I'm just trying to get the middle chords.
The home was moved in the 70s from a rural beach
Yeah.
town just
Oh,
a few
okay.
miles from here,
First and
in our
last?
quaint neighborhood among sprawling brick
Okay.
mansions. In what
Say
I
less.
imagined at the time to be a desirable low working class neighborhood on the edge of town. Around the time of my story, my boyfriend would take frequent trips out of town, often for work, but also on occasion to assist his older parents, who lived out of state with their
Oh shit, what the fuck wrong button?
He'd typically be gone for a few weeks,
Was a
about 2 months.
negative
At this point, he'd been out of town for a week or so.
23,
I was tooting along in my day-to-day life,
16.
going to work at my 9 to 5, working
The
out
last
at
number is
chores,
negative
One night I was laying in bed, on the
15,
cusp of my sleepy melatonin stupor,
49.
when suddenly I was jolted wide awake with an overwhelming feeling to get up and check that all the windows were locked.
I'll be waiting
I
here.
thought it was a strange impulse. Other than the fact that I hadn't checked the windows since my
Okay.
boyfriend had left, I had no rational reason to think of the windows right then. No
I got the
strange
coal
sounds,
here, I
no
guess. I
natural.
got resource on here.
My cozy cocoon to check the windows.
I need some of this
Most
shit,
were
I'm
locked
gonna
up
lie.
tight, but there were a few that had been left unlocked. I threw the lock latches that had been left unsecured and proudly stumbled back to bed, not thinking anything else about it as I drifted off to sleep.
Y'all like this block so much, like the texture of it, man.
Tearing off my phone and began readying myself for work. I started the water kettle for my beloved French press and stood at my kitchen window waiting for the whistle. My entire body was instantly coated in the dreaded truth bumps, après goosebumps, as I noticed a single slice in my kitchen window screen. Utterly shocked, I ran to the office, then to the guest room, to the laundry room, and as I'm sure you've already guessed, dear reader, every screen in my home had a single slice in it. A slice just large enough to fit a hand through. All but 3 screens out of 18 windows in my house have been sliced. The 3 that were left untouched were the windows to my bedroom. The bedroom that I peacefully slept my butt off in when someone attempted to get in. By this time, my kettle was screeching at me to remove it from the heat. I ran shaking to the kitchen to answer the kettle's call, while attempting to not to keel over from the second heart attack I was having before.
See, the thing that I wanna
I
do,
was freaked out beyond measure. The
I
cops
don't wanna
were
go too
called,
big
and
or too
Detective
small,
came
but
to
like, you know,
investigate.
for
On
the
the
bills.
backside of my house, he noticed a single handprint on one of the windows. He tested for fingerprints and determined the person attempting to get in was wearing clothes. He, of course, had no proof, but he also believed that the person must have known I was in that room. Nothing ever came of the investigation. I can't explain why I got out of bed that night, but now I will forever trust my gut. Phone call. This was 5 or so years ago. I know that those slices weren't there when I checked the windows that night. We often choose fresh air over our HVAC unit. We would have noticed the screens. Not to mention my fiance is a bit anal retentive. We have since installed motion lights and cameras. Nothing even vaguely similar has happened since that night. My boyfriend was unable to come home immediately, and let me tell you, those few nights alone after the incident were the scariest nights of my life. The police did regular nightly patrols of my neighborhood.
So like when I do, when I do for my builds, I go like on like on the Safari or whatever and look up the signs. And I just look at it, think of you know, things, ideas, you know. So I just save it and I look at it, you know, I don't copy the whole thing, I don't copy it at all, I just look at it and I just try to make it my own. If I don't like it, I rebuild it, you know. build one of this. I want one of them. Are you coming? Find cocoa beans. Oh. I got some of that back at the base. Sure.
Backstory, I started using drugs in 2015 and figured out that if I sold my body, I could make easy money.
That's your whole
Deal, but I was deep in addiction, and at that point, I didn't care about anything. But in January 2017, I met Tyler, who also smoked with me but worked every day, so I no longer had to do that. I was going on like 8 months from selling my body and soul.
after I get to town, like settle ready, like the shops and stuff like that, because I want to have like 20. I think the most I want to have 10 shops, put 10, you know, in an area, you know, make it look nice but compact, you know, and then make a spot for like, you know, like make it just for looks, you know, like an RV, like an ice cream truck, whatever, build one right there, you know, like a little fire camp, you know, or like. I want to do little stuff like I could do that. I just need chocolate boxes. That's why I had my last word. I had like a whole chest full of chocolate box.
Across the street from Edward's house was a hometown bar where rappers and Museans would perfect, and on that particular night the bar had been filled with people from the bigger city about a half an hour away.
No bullshit. No bullshit. That'd be cool. Oh, so I'm gonna dig out another 100 by 100, but before I do it, I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna build an iron farm on top of it before I dig the hole. Because when I was digging the hole, I'm not gonna lie to you, my last live before my game corrupt, you could check it out. Like, they were spawning so fast. Like, every time I go like 5 more blocks down or 7 or 8, and that take a while, you know. I'm one person, so I'm doing it. Just spawning quicker and quicker, you know, like. So like so I could have infinite. We could have infinite iron, you know. And yeah, we don't have to go. We could go mining still, you know, get other resources, but iron we don't have to mine like that anymore. Oh. What's up? But no, if you got friends, we you know more people. Hell yeah, you know. Oh yeah, I got a question. Wait, hold on. I got 22 subscribers. I got one more. I had 21. Getting two. That's good. Hell yeah, bro. Now she's sending me the TikTok shit. Damn, bro. Like, I don't want to watch TikTok right now. I gotta look at it. Give me a second. Yeah, boyfriend sleeping and talking and stuff.
I'm literally looking like I'm like seeing him go on Instagram and like liking this guy's picture.
This was the first time he left me like this, so I was kind of hurt over that. I knew he had been seeing someone else in our recent month breakup, and he wasn't afraid to show it. It smelled like lime with spotless white walls. I walked up to the desk and I was asked if I was homeless. Yes, I said, and she didn't even ask any questions. She just looked at me with sad eyes.
But yeah.
Okay, let's get you set up.
And I'm gonna have an automatic sheep farm too. Like with different colors. You got cocoa beans, right? You see me? The new corn is I give you. What happened? No, the cord I give you, the new one I give you, it was negative 23 16,
Trying to be different. When she was done,
69,
down on how things were.
negative 155, no, 150, 115,
Through the double
49.
stairs off to the left. Under the stairs was a pile of mats. I was told to grab one. I followed her through another set of double doors into the day room, which was
Yeah.
huge. It was filled with at least 50 women. A lot
So
of
you,
older ladies
so,
with nowhere to go, but it was loud and bright.
so you're going the wrong
The wall to
way.
my left was full of lockers, which I was told I would get one if I stayed there long enough.
Very
And
good.
in front of that wall was about 10 or 15 round tables
You're
set
good,
up
buddy.
where
I'm
most of the
like,
girls were sitting playing cards.
no, I know I didn't give you the wrong course. I know I didn't.
was a shower and bathroom and a small television that sat on a cart with wheels on it. Next to the cart was an end table that had an electrical strip
Oh,
full
yeah.
of chargers and phones. In the far back right corner was a door that lead outside to go smoke. It was nice. There was picnic tables and lawn chairs set up with a huge fenced-in yard for the kids to play in. When 7 at night hit, the whole dynamic of the room changed. Everyone was moving around. People were running in, and then you hear over the speaker roll call. Then we were instructed to go and get one mat to sleep on. They passed out blankets and pillows to those who were without them, and they let us keep the television on. The first night was scary and lonely. Here I was in a strange place, not even 2 full days clean off a week-long crack binge. I was up half of the night with my head just racing. I finally fell asleep when the other girls started to get quiet. The morning came way too fast, and the rule was you had to get up at 7 in the morning. You didn't have to leave, but you had to get up. A lot of the older ladies didn't even leave the shelter. They knew they had a place to stay and had nothing else to do all day, so they hung out together at the shelter all day long. I had to go upstairs for breakfast, which was okay, and not really a breakfast food person, but that morning I was starving. I had the whole deal: eggs, bacon, milk. After breakfast, I went out to smoke, and I noticed this tiny black girl with cornrows in her hair had some cards in her back pocket. I had been playing cards since I was a kid. My dad taught me a few games. I played with friends, and I also had done some time in jail in the past. I was lonely. I didn't know where anything was, and it was obvious I needed help. I asked her for her name and if she wanted to play cards, and after 2 games we had a connection. She was cool and she liked me, so I was okay with that. I can be awkward around new people, and women tend to not like me, so I find it hard sometimes to make friends. She asked me after we played a few more games of cards if I wanted to go to McDonald's with her. I was cool with that because I needed to learn the area
Surprised
anyway.
me, yeah.
There, as we were talking, something caught my eye, so I looked up, and there he was, Tyler, with all of my
Oh, shit.
belongings in his truck, drives right by us. I tried to call, but he ignored me every time. Guess he was done with me for good this time.
Cause I see a jungle.
I wanted to fall to the ground and
Like,
just sink until I disappeared, but instead I had about 10 different emotions running through my body all at once. I was so angry that he was just looking for a reason to leave me since the month before when we broke up, and I stayed with my dad for a while. He started seeing this Michelle. I was just absolutely devastated. We continued our walk to McDonald's as I was silent and broken. That night was easier to sleep because I was exhausted from not having any sleep and just feeling done. I slept like a baby, to be honest. The next day, my new friend wanted to show me this place she goes to get a good free lunch. The only thing was it was a church, and we had to sit through a 30-minute sermon, which was cool with me. We were standing
okay.
outside waiting on the church to open their doors. It was
I would.
blacked out for
You not
safety
follow the
reasons.
corners?
Hauling a nice-looking Harley pulled up and parked in front of the church. I
Oh.
then heard my loud mouth say, "That's a nice
Oh,
setup."
okay.
I looked at my friend and then looked back at the Harley. That's when I saw him. I specifically remember everyone knowing who he was. William is what they called him. I remember getting excited to meet new people and be a part of a new community. Everyone was really nice going into the church. A guy at the door walking in gave us a pamphlet of meal times and services offered. I followed my friend to one of the back pews and slid in behind her. The church was pretty, different colors everywhere, and there was a choir singing in a low and almost quiet tone as people around us taking their seats. I kind of froze when that guy I saw come in. William sat next to me. I looked at my friend, and then I quickly noticed his gold watch. It could have been fake, but it almost looked like a Rolex. He was an older black gentleman, talked real smooth when he introduced himself with his hand out. I was shocked that he wanted to shake my hand. No one in my life does that, so I shook his hand. He was nice dressed and had this hat on like a fedora. It even had a feather in it. His collar was strong but smelled good, like a man. He was handsome and smooth. He was also very confident. Sitting through this sermon, I found it hard to pay attention to the preacher. I remember looking at his clean, shiny black
Yep.
shoes, and the socks were black and thick. When the service was finally over, people started heading into the dining area. I just
Still here, man.
we got our food. She picked an empty space to eat on one of the ends of the long tables full of chairs.
That's what she said.
Minutes, not paying attention to our surroundings, just eating. William came over and sat 3 seats away from me. He looked at my friend and said, "Do you mind?" I don't know why I didn't see the red flags. Of course I see them now, but looking back I was so clueless. He hardly said a word the whole time we were eating, and when he was done he got up, threw his stuff away, and I assumed he left. My friend and I decided to go home and play some cards and go to a closed bank she knew about. We were walking home and talking when William pulled up next to us. He rolled down his window and he asked asked if we needed a ride home, but he was looking at me with a deep stare. I looked back at my friend
I
and
got.
she refused.
Yeah.
Smart girl, and I went with him. Dumb girl. I think I was more curious than anything. I had to know how he made that kind of money, and I remember wanting that. We drove around until my curfew and just talked. I don't know what it was. I think we had a lot in common and we related a lot. He asked me how I ended up at this shelter and just asked questions, so I told him I don't know what it was. I am not sure if I trusted him, but I told him about my past anyway, how I sold my body for drugs and how horrible it was, and I even said I was glad I didn't do it anymore. He didn't say much about it, and we agreed that we would continue our talk the next day, and he would help me put in a couple applications, and he had some errands too. I woke up in the morning to a text from William that said, what if you made that kind of money but spent it on yourself, not drugs? Everything you make will go to you building your life. Just think about it. I thought about it.
Oh,
I'm not
base.
gonna say why I agreed. It went with the idea that this would work and I could actually get my life together and get my kids back. $200 every half hour. I could be free.
What are you talking
I chose
about?
to go with it. At that time, I think he thought I wanted me. I just wanted a way out of the situation. I hated that stinky.
You back at the
I
house?
wanted out. He got a rook at a motel and we drove
Why?
my stuff and he told me I needed some new clothes. He did tell you that he was just fired from a trucking company. He was a truck driver. He was currently trying to find another job as far as I knew. He took me shopping and got me a few new outfits, more or less outfits to take pictures and to bring the money. I knew what I was getting into.
Okay.
Was preparing my mind to handle everything that was about to happen. William did tell me that if I went with him, I had to stay clean and have a clear mind to make money and be smart. Looking back at how manipulative he was, it made me believe that I would do this to make my life better. We get back to the hotel and I do my thing, take my pictures and post them. It didn't take long before I started to get calls. I did make some money and I kept every penny, and William took me shopping. I remember the shoes I bought. They were black and gold. I love those shoes. I got like 6 or 7 cute outfits, some makeup and hair dye. Remember, I came to the shelter with nothing, so being able to get all this stuff made me feel so good. I was confident in myself and hopeful that I could get a place and start a new life within a few weeks and days. Like that repeated itself. Remembering how things went, I am starting to think that was a part of this game. Making girls think they can do it and keep all the money and then just trap them and make them need you. It's like, he tricked me. He made me think I could finally live a clean life. Yeah, I was escorting, but I treated it like a job. I bought another phone, so I had a new number and used the other phone for work and turned it off at like 5 in the evening. I felt rogue. I later that day went back over to the shelter and grabbed the one shirt I had and some personal things, and I left with William. That night was cool.
I'll be right back, bro. Hold on.
We talked in separate beds. We got into bed and he didn't act like he had entrusted me like that, which I was happy about because I didn't want to be with anyone. I needed a break from emotional attachment. After Tyler left me, I felt like I wouldn't trust anyone like that in a long time, so I was happy that I was comfortable in a bed, watching television, freshly showered, with money in my pocket. I had the best night's sleep and woke up to breakfast in time to get up and get myself together. When he got us breakfast and coffee, he ate with me and then left. He said he will be back in a couple hours, take my time and do what I gotta do. So I did just that. While he was gone, I dyed my hair, did makeup, and the works. Not long after I was done and waited for him, the door opens and a woman walks in. She's pale and has a beautiful face, pretty blonde hair that ran down her shoulders. She was carrying a black trash bag that contained all her possessions. William walked in behind her and introduced her as Anna, and she needs some help too. He instructed me to get her together, get her pretty, and take some pictures and post them. He then told her to go on and take a shower and then asked to talk to me outside. We went outside the door, and as I was shutting it, his voice got real stern and said, I see you have not made any money yet. And why is that? I tried to explain that some days were the slowest days and I would be lucky to make any money today. Before I could finish, he cut me off and said, I don't care. You need to make some money. What do you think this hotel pays for itself? I will pay for it tonight, but for now I need you to have
Hello.
expenses. Now go make some money. I couldn't even believe
My
he was
bad. I'm
telling
back.
me
I
that
got.
his
I got
life
some
was
food.
so
Are you on?
bad.
You still on your way, right?
I looked at him when he cut me off.
Okay. I'm be. I'm gonna be on the mic. If you need anything, I'm gonna be AFK. Okay. I'm gonna eat right quick.
I did what he said. He
Your mic.
Let's make it
Hold on, my
permanent.
bad. What happened? I'm sorry. Do you say anything to me or no? Okay, give me one moment. I'm gonna be right back, okay? I'm gonna throw my food away. My bad, damn. Hello? Okay. Her keep sending me fucking TikToks. Excuse me, shit. What's your come? Wait, come to me. Hold on. The first quarter 14. Can you go on my can you go on my live stream? Tell me which way I gotta go. Tell me like straight or not, cause I could go. I think I gotta go straight. You tell me if you could come. So okay, go this way. I hope I'm going the right way. You said it's a village. What kind of village? Okay. It's the ocean. That shit cold. Ooh. Ooh. I'm on negative 19 right now. When I'm going around a mountain. It's the pink, you know the pink trees? It's the negative 18,000. My negative 1580. I'm going the right way or no? You sure? Excuse me. Okay, excuse me, my bad, I'm sorry. 14 shit. Oh, I see a village. I see a village. Hey, big. I'm about, hold on, give me a second, I need to put some. Excuse me, shit.
She told me I was like, hey, no girl, I'm sorry you're gonna have to make make some calls because you can't stay here. At that point, I didn't even care what William has to say. I don't
Does
want
the
to go
village
out
got
here
like a
yet.
like
As
what
soon
you
as he
call
came
it?
through the door, I stopped him and took him outside. I just told him I didn't think I
Like
could
a
work with
church,
her.
like not a
I didn't want
church,
to
but
be
like
around
a
the heroin
church,
addicts or
like
any kind of
out
addict
of
for that
Cabo.
matter. He did make her pack her bathroom and close
Okay.
up and took her home. I think he
He
was
should.
trying to please me for some reason. Looking back, William and I then took a ride to
He
Main
should.
Street where all the girls
I
were
see you.
hanging
I
out.
see you.
It was so weird. I remember how I said he knew
Okay, I'm
everyone at the
gonna throw a
church.
watch.
He knew all those girls, business owners, police
Right there.
officers,
You think it's
and
right
men
here?
who drove drug dealer cars. I don't know why I didn't just run then, and I'll never know. About an hour or two of driving around talking to a bunch of different girls, this random girl jumps in the car. It was crazy. They had known each other for years, I guess, and she had been looking for him and wanted to make some money. She was quite a bit older than me, but still really pretty, like beautiful.
Okay.
She had long, thick, curly, jet black hair. I didn't really
Don't keep throwing it because you're gonna break it. I don't got 8.
William told me he wanted to get a few
You
girls together.
gotta be careful, bro.
You
You guys keep sending me TikTok. Fuck, bro.
He told me I was important and we were building our own family. Amy was tall,
I know.
thick,
I
but she
see.
was gorgeous.
Thank you.
Big blue eyes and pretty skin. It wasn't long before I couldn't help but watch her. She was popular, and then at night she would be falling out and nodding off. It drove me crazy. I think I even started a fight with William about it.
Hold on, give me a
once.
second.
I didn't think it was fair, honestly. Look, she can get high, but I
Give me
can't.
one
What
moment.
William would do was during the day he would leave me at the hotel to make money, and he took Amy to the street and worked her.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't 2 days before
I would just that. I come from that way.
her choice, no family. I only know what they tell me. Her name was Amanda. She was sweet and didn't say much. I tried to get to know her a little better, but she wasn't around for long. I posted her with Amy, and she didn't get much feedback. More people were calling for Amy.
I only got 8
stayed with us
more.
for a few days before she decided she
It might,
wanted to go home.
it might.
Well,
I only got
Amy
8
and I didn't
more,
stay at that
but
hotel for long. We ended up deep
I don't
in the
know. I hope
city.
hope we got enough to.
We went to a
Probably
bigger
don't.
room in a little nicer hotel.
Feel like that.
View of the whole city.
Making us
We had
gonna
a
go
little
back.
microphone.
Why they're gonna make us go way back to our base? Just come way back here to
Girls that night. I don't
to get
remember
more.
them much because I wasn't involved with
I
them
don't feel
much.
like doing
I
all
posted
that.
them, and the next few days we made money. Every time a
Fuck.
girl would make money, they would give it to William because he had them believe he was saving it for them and getting them
No
anything they
bullshit.
wanted.
Like
I continued to make money.
we got a water bucket. We did find lava.
I'll never forget the moment I knew I was not safe. I was outside smoking a cigarette. I wasn't out there long, but when I came back into the room, William had all 3 girls posing on the bed as he was coaching them on pose and taking pictures of them.
They stole it. Your football. We playing football. Oh my god, bro! You hit my phone. My phone about to go off all night.
If he heard me open and close the door, but I heard him yell my name and said he needed me.
Let me get in a boat with you.
Told me to post the pictures. When I got on the website and tried to post the pictures, it now wanted money instead of posting ads for.
She sent me another thing.
Ran to wherever and put money on a card. When I tried to put the card
Hold on,
in,
I'm getting with you. Okay, I'm ready.
Bitcoins. I informed William and even showed him the page that it wasn't gonna post. He got furious and yelled at me. He turned and walked out of the room. I looked at everyone else and tried to apologize for his actions and to stay calm. It would be okay. He came right back in with a gun in his hand. I didn't even know he owned a gun.
I was just in the ocean, man.
Find somewhere to post the ad. Do it where I have done and then left. I don't know if he realized I did that in front of 3 other girls and I didn't know what I had done anymore. I was terrified, and that's when I knew I had to find a way to.
Better catch it.
Talking about taking us.
Hell yeah.
Something I need.
I got one. Here, I'll give you mine. So I dropped mine here. There. There's more over here. Right next to me. You passed it, bro. Like, come on now.
I'm trying to make sure we get plenty for both of us.
Oh, yeah.
That time I do 4, I can get 8. And I can start getting more and more 2s.
That's okay. That's enough.
Alright, let's head into the jungle.
Oh, give me a second. Hold on. Let's go.
Alright, hold on. Make some inventory room.
Is that on a big tree? Excuse me. Shit.
Yeah, I found right on top of the tree.
You don't got blocks?
Nope, it's still on my down.
Let me see.
That's probably why it's not up all the way.
I got blocks. Shit. I see it. Got it.
Alright.
Which way we gotta go?
This way.
Here and there, and that alone scared me. I wanted to build a life to get my kids back, not leave state to trick and maybe killed or abandoned. No, screw that. I
Yeah.
got fearful for my life when he hit me with the gun. I have been hit before, punched like a man, but I have never been hit with a gun. That night, I had a couple dates set up at William.
Oh my gosh, I'm telling you fucking TikToks, bro.
The first date, I made 200. I put 50
It's not that seriously. I understand you don't love him, but fuck.
on the table. The second date, I made 150. I put half and hid away the rest on the table. William came at the door not long after. I was finished and grabbed the money off the table. My purse was sitting right there and I didn't see him do it, but he took that money out of my purse and said he had to do something and left again. That was when I made my escape. I made 100 calls before I finally reached someone who was willing to help me. He had a friend come and pick me up and bring me to his house. I will never forget the feeling I had when I
Gotta go
was
this way?
running out to the car with a trash bag full of stuff I had collected in the past 3 weeks. I was scared to death that he would come pulling up and see me. That feeling didn't leave me until we hit the highway. I wanted to tell this story because I never have been
I'm
able
gonna throw
to get
another
through
one. Hold
telling
up.
it. I couldn't help to think where I would be if I stayed and if I would even be alive. So William, let's never meet again.
I'm gonna have to
If
be
you
in the
like
water.
this video, all
I'm gonna
I
have
ask
to
is that
be.
you make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you.
I'm on. Excuse me.
This feel funny. Where did it go?
Excuse me. Shit.
It has taken me many years to tell this story out of both.
I got 22 subscribers now. I got another subscriber. Hell yeah.
For myself, but as a warning to all people, be careful who you meet on social media. In 2018, my ex-husband and I were at the end of a very tumultuous marriage. He and I had been polyamorous for about 3 years before I met this guy. His name was Jim. I met Jim on a dating app. I was 28 and he was 42. We hit it off very quickly. After a few weeks of talking, I agreed to meet up with him at a restaurant close to my house. We sat and talked for a few hours before I invited him over to meet my husband. Things went very well and they seemed to get along, so Jim and I started dating. This guy completely swept me off my feet. Jim was sweet and caring. He enthusiastically listened to every little thing on my mind, engaged, and validated me. Over and over again, he absolutely revered me for my strength and wisdom. He practically worshipped me for all
Let me
that
get
I
back
was
on.
and all I was becoming.
Oh shit.
He showered me with gifts, flowers, and random good deeds just to make me feel safe, wanted, and cared for. I had never been in a relationship that felt quite like that. He was wonderful. It was as though we had been looking for each other for years. After the first few weeks, he had a meltdown over my polyamorous nature. He pulled a plug because he said he was already falling for me and couldn't handle sharing me. I stood my ground and accepted this boundary and the fact that I would have to let him go. I left that night sad but confident that I had done the right thing for both of us. After he sent me flowers and a card to my workplace, begging for another chance and reassuring me that he
Hop
would
on.
rather
Come
try
here.
than not and end up regretting it. Even though it was scary, he
Back
wanted
up.
to take
Back
this
up. Back
journey
up. Back
with
up.
me. We continued dating
Come on.
and it was just as wonderful. Long nights we spent awake
Wait. Back
talking,
up.
sharing, laughing, lovemaking, and planning. We went places
Hold
and did
more.
things that I
Here.
had
Oh.
always wanted to do.
I dropped you a
One of the
block. I dropped you a
deepest,
block.
most
Okay.
intimate moments where we would just sit in silence. He would grip my hand to his face in solidarity and astonishment, asking where I've been all this time. Our time together was effortless. We fit together like puzzle pieces. By August of 2018, my marriage had ended by no fault of Jim, and by October, my husband had moved out. I was on a lease at the time and knew I couldn't afford the place on my own, so finding a roommate was essential. I had no support system to fall back on, nor did anyone else I know need a place at the time, so Jim offered to move in. Even then I was hesitant. We had only been together about 4 months and I knew everything always changes when you move in with a partner. Despite my hesitation, I agreed. He was wonderful to me. How bad could it be? I was not prepared for the change that was to come. It was literally like night and day. Jim suddenly became a different person. He was extremely controlling, jealous, and lazy, nothing like the person I thought I had met. And the way he treated me progressively
Throw
got
one.
worse and worse. Hanging out with friends became a burden, if not impossible, because he would blow up my phone, guilty me about leaving him alone,
It's this way.
not involving him in some way. Yet when I tried to, it was also treated as a burden and inconvenience, as he would huff and puff his way through even the concept of leaving space for anyone but ourselves. In December of 2018, we attended my work Christmas party. I had given him the option whether he wanted to or not. It was really neither here nor there for me, especially because I had already learned that he really didn't do well if he felt pressured into social situations. I opened the invitation to him because he had expressed to me over and over that it was important for him that he was involved in my social life. For the full month he knew
I'm gonna
about
throw it
it,
again.
he insisted that he wasn't going. I took it as
Look at
somebody
it.
introverted
Ready?
and didn't push the issue. I let him know that I would make sure he felt welcome if he decided to go, but not to feel obligated. I was surprised when he changed his mind at the last minute and insisted on going, and even more stunned when we went and he actively acted as though he did not want to be there. Everyone there was incredibly welcoming and included in the festivities and conversation. However, he still practically grumbled the entire night about the whole thing, mumbling insults and critiquing every little part of the party under his breath, as though being there was absolutely awful to have to endure. No one really seemed to notice the low whispery insults and gripes. At one point, after a couple of glasses of wine, my direct manager leaned into Jim and started praising him. She and I were very close,
Bullshit.
therefore she was intimately familiar with what I had gone through with my ex-husband. I
It has to be in the water. It has to be.
like waving me away or invalidating my experiences, and
It has to be in the water.
that I was just traumatizing my experiences because I
You
was
want to dig right here,
a man
then?
who, not 6
Do it
months
one more
prior,
time.
had
Oh, look away.
validated
Go,
me.
look. Hey, go. Turn on. In the water. Grab that. Bananas.
Even trying to plan out meals for the week.
In the eye. Look
Really
at it.
show annoyance as though
Turn
I was
on.
violating his time
Look
and
up.
attention.
Right
Before
there.
I knew it, he was snapping at me over every little thing. If I asked how his day was or talked about my day, I would aggressively shut it down. Why do you always ask me that? I don't want to talk shop at Lily. I really don't care about your work. It's work. Before I knew it, I couldn't even bring him a plate of breakfast without being snapped at. It was as though he was testing me. When Jim and I first
Yeah,
started
it's right
dating,
there. It's
he
here, bro.
refused to talk about most all of his exes. He refused to name them or discuss any of their
It's
issues
right
or
here.
lessons learned. They didn't matter, he would claim. They were in his life for a reason.
Where you going?
It was the same reasoning he also used in reference to
It's right here in front of you.
talking about them, including my now ex-husband May's one limits. Each time I brought him up, he become incredibly agitated, belittling, and just overall very aggressive. I took this as both an age gap issue,
Come down here.
a tendency as well as insecurity and a threat to the life he was trying to build.
Come on.
However, after he moved in and this hot button topic had been established several times, he would bring up his exes and how they looked, telling me on more than one occasion he would have never dated me back in the day, and that I was lucky he lowered his standards. I didn't even really know what to say to this. I would laugh it off and shove it in my back pocket. Noted, he then started bringing up my looks and accusing me of catfishing him. I had stopped taking care of myself due to the isolation and had also put on some weight, so most of my clothes that I had once felt great.
Oh shit, no water. Oh shit! I'm a half a heart. It's diamonds. But I'm a half a heart, bro.
We'll see. We're giving it more time.
Well, here, hold on. Wait for me. Hold on. There's diamonds here. Hold on.
Jim had also been dishonest with me about his financial position. He was always needing extra money here and there, leaving me broke almost.
No, I was not half a heart. I didn't fall in the water. Like, it was no water there. You know, that, if I've been dead. What's that? I got food. I got hella food. What's that?
Without contest, the best photographer of our class and one of the most kind-hearted individuals I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. Also, as someone who is very familiar with drugs, I was rocked. Jim, however, was far from supportive. He pretty much immediately shrugged it off. That's life. I guess that's what he gets for screwing around with drugs. I was baffled.
Oh, that's my diamond. Watch out.
And even more later when Jim started to interrogate me about the relationship.
I see them already before you did.
When the last time it was that I had even talked
No, that's iron. It says right there at the hill.
I was busy, so I wasn't able to answer right away. But once I was finally able to answer, I was met with intense anger. It was storming, and one of my dogs was having an anxiety attack due to storm and
Come back. Wait.
anxiety.
Yeah, I think I know where. Come over here.
I was well aware of what she needed in those moments. Why aren't you answering my calls? You answer when I call you. I don't care where you are. He went on for a few minutes. And laying it to me over my son.
Has keep sending me fucking TikToks. Shit.
At this point, I was done and I lost it. I tore into him over everything, especially causing problems for me at work. That being in my life is a privilege, and if he's going to wake up every day acting like he hates me, then I don't know what on earth he's even doing with me. I told him that I expected him to get his things and leave. And we could coordinate times for him to come and get the rest. He flat refused, suddenly victimizing himself, claiming he had nowhere to go. How dare you make me fall in love with you? How dare you take me to meet your father and then dump me? My manager and her husband ended up following me home that evening because she was concerned for my safety and offered to let me stay with her for a few days. I will never forget the scene I walked into. My boss stood next to me, watching as this 42-year-old man crawled on his knees before me, begging for mercy and communication. At one point, wrapping his arms around my legs, right into them. I can't believe this is happening. She's the love of my life.
Come back over here. Come back over here. Cause like,
I couldn't believe what I was
you tell me this look all centered. Cause like, I don't know. Come here.
spending my days with. I shook him off and went to the back of the house.
Cause I think it's right here.
Enough of my things to get me through the next few days, as well as any and all valuables I could think of. It took a few
No, cause
days,
because if you come this way, you're gonna dig to like straight out like to the cave.
suddenly he was the man I met
I think it's right up
full of
here.
humility and
Right up the
self-awareness.
chair.
He acknowledged the awful way he had treated me and sent me walls and walls of well-thought-out messages, psychoanalyzing his own behavior, where it comes from.
No, it went up. We saw that it went up, right?
I took him back. Like a dumb, desperate girl, I took him his relationship with the people in my life, and he made sure that I knew it was my responsibility to fix it. It wasn't long after this that my car ended up breaking down at a gas station close to home. There was a very nice
water.
vehicle next to me that came to my rescue to check things out under my hood. The gentleman turned out to be a mechanic for a living, so he had a pretty good theory about what could potentially be going on.
I built
By this
up.
time, I had already attempted to contact Jim to let him know what was going on and where I was.
I did build.
It wasn't long until he got off work, so he told me to
I
sit
think you
tight
gotta go
and maybe
deeper,
next
bro.
Friday. Meanwhile, this sweet couple stayed put and kept me company while I waited. Jim barreled, and about 15 minutes later, completely ignoring the couple that had helped me. Touching base, the gentleman handed me a slip of paper with a name and phone number on it, reviewing what he thought was going on.
Was digging at so
Before
thing.
Jim butted in, cutting him off, I said she's fine. He snapped. I could see the woman out of the corner of my eye slink away at this comment and get into the passenger seat of their car. I could feel the sudden tension, like maybe she's been here before. The gentleman didn't move and shifted his attention to me as Jim walked into the store. I could see he was clearly concerned. Are you okay? He asked in a low, almost whisper, you don't have to answer that, but if you need anything. He looked down at the number in my hand and nodded to it seriously. With that, he got into the driver's seat of his car and drove away. I've thought about that couple countless times since that night. Everything went right back to the way it was before, as though the initial breakup never even happened. The same eggshells, the same
diamonds.
If anything, it
Yeah,
was
better
worse
rock.
because I had permanently damaged our relationship. If I had just not been so dramatic, if I didn't run away from everything, then maybe he wouldn't have to work so hard for respect in my life. One night we got into an argument. I don't even remember what it was about, but I had to be up early.
Stop fucking sending me TikToks. I don't fucking care half of the times.
I heard the television turn on. I have a sound
Fuck, bro. If I don't look at her, she gonna bitch at her, you know? Like, give me a second, bro. Can you throw out some blocks for me? If you got any. Oh boy, look at this shit.
Volume up and up and up. Far past any volume I ever pushed those same speakers to even for parties. The very walls were reverberating with the sound of the television at astronomical volumes. Jim then started laughing hysterically. It was a laughter manic with anger, as though something might be funny on television, but you might also jump through a window right now. I remember laying in bed absolutely
Pull over,
horrified at
big
what
boy.
was happening. I knew things
Come
had
on, what are
gone
you
bad,
doing?
but now I was scared.
What
I
you?
got out of bed and
What
asked
the hell?
him
No,
if
stop
he
hitting me.
could
You're gonna kill me, bro. What the hell are you doing,
watch
bro?
television if I want to. He turned it up even louder. I started crying at this point,
Oh.
begging him to please just let me sleep. He started mocking me and calling me names for crying. Poor baby is crying again.
It's dark already.
Isn't it? Cried. This caused the fight to start again, and he started screaming at me, followed me to my bedroom, where he suddenly punched a door not 2 inches from my head. His eyes were black, and he looked me in the eye, sending the clear, unsympathetic, and hostile message that
You're
was
taking my
already
blocks.
the
That's
next
what
time
it
he
is, bro. So I'm tired of that shit. Give me some of my blocks back.
and I sunk to the floor in a panic attack. My ex-husband had issues with violence. Jim knew that. All our rentals prior to that one had holes in walls and doors peppered throughout our unit due to my ex-husband's inability to handle his emotions. But he never hit me or even came close to it. I crumpled to the ground, feeling powerless, trapped, and afraid. As my thoughts continued,
We should be hitting this phone. I don't know why, but
panic state. Most of our argument from that night was a blur, but ended abruptly once he threatened to put my social security number on the dark web. At this point, all that was left in me was to fight. I blacked out and went ballistic.
well, I see light.
I felt rabid and dangerous as I screamed like a banshee for him to leave my
There's a
home.
cave. A mine shaft here. There's a mine shaft here.
I contacted my landlord and explained what had been going on. Jim would also end up contacting her, weaving his own tale that I was moving out and tried to have the lease transferred into his name. Luckily, since I was several steps ahead of him, my landlord didn't fall for it and contacted me immediately. She personally came and changed my locks for me, gave me the personal contact of a police officer close by in case he showed up again, and took half off my rent for the next month. I am forever grateful to her for these simple acts of kindness that were above and beyond anything I would ever expect from a landlord. It took weeks for him to stop messaging me. The only reason I didn't block him was out of fear that he would show up at my house. Though I had contacts for protection, I knew I would rather get a daily apology video than have to deal with him on my doorstep. So they persisted, through the same act from before, the love bombing, the promises, grasping at straws trying to find the weak spot where I would let him back in, but I ignored it and continued for weeks before he finally gave up. He bowed out
Oh, I'm sorry.
One of our last discussions, I asked him desperately what happened to the guy I fell in love with. Jim looked me dead in the eye, smirked, and said that guy doesn't exist. I told you what I had to tell you in order to get you away from that bad husband of yours. You're just stupid and fell for it. Jim, let's not meet ever again. If you're liking this video, all I ask is that you make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you.
It's me, your Zit. Oh my god, you didn't think I'd miss your high school reunion, did you? As if.
I used to participate in a group that did activities intended to we usually went to neighborhoods to make games for the kids and so on. On Halloween, we usually went to give candy to children while on costumes. That night I was dressed up as the Joker, so I went to the rally point and met the other guys and girls with whom we were going to give candies. We were about 30 or 40. The night went as planned. We did some games, then we handed out some candies, and then we said goodbye. 3 of my best friends were there, and after the activity,
We haven't been this way.
we sat on a bench and talked about random stuff. Eventually, we
There's
got
nothing.
to the topic of Halloween parties and how we never went to one. We really wanted to go to a Halloween party, dance, drink, do teenager stuff. I'm kind of an introvert, but I've always tried to live my life so when I'm old I don't have to regret not doing stuff. And party was one of them, so I, too, wanted to go to a Halloween party. They called our friends, but no one knew of any party. Eventually, we got on touch with our friend Lewis, who was 18 at the time, asking him if he wanted to do something. He told us he was going to round up a few people and then we could go out in 20 minutes. In those 20 minutes, we went to a friend's house, we cleaned up, changed clothes, and then Lewis called us back. He told us to go to a park nearby to get together. We went, and we reunited with 6 of his friends. 4 we knew, the other 2 we didn't, but they were nice. Thinking on what to do next, because his house was now unavailable, we decided to go to a skateboard park nearby to see one of them do some sick tricks with this kind of eccentric skateboard. We were all in awe, but after a few minutes we got tired down. After that we went to the cemetery to tell horror stories. Disrespectful, I know, but we were teenagers doing stupid teenager stuff. After
bullshit.
that, we said, dude,
Oh.
we all said let's drink, and we went to a convenience store.
Hell yeah, bro. Oh, apples. Hell yeah, bro. You should just dig at me, say fucking dick. Hell yeah, bro. Me too. Shit, give me a second, bro. Let me just throw some shit here I don't need. Oh, I got two. The thing is, we don't got another portal. If you want to make another portal and just fight, you know, quick, because I got only 2 ender eyes on me. I mean, 2. I got 5 ender eyes and 2 ender pearls. That's all I only got on me.
Behind us was a wall of bushes. So as the night went on, we spent hours listening to music and drinking, telling funny stories, laughing, playing tag. It was a really good while until it wasn't. Anyways, it got to be about 3 in the morning after a while of dancing and drinking. We were kind of wasted, except for Lewis.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh, here's your bed.
All which decided to remain sober in case something came up. We played hide and seek and tag. It was really funny and a very good time. Then, while we were dancing, we heard something in the bushes. We thought it was an animal.
If you find a library, I want the books. I want the stuff out of the chest.
Going a few centimeters away from my leg. I thought Lewis kicked it, and I told him, dude, stop kicking rocks this way.
What?
He laughed it off and thought I was drunk and joking. While I was kind of
Oh,
wasted, I was still in my senses.
grab that book and hell yeah. Oh, we could use this, bro. It's right here, bro. We could make an XP for him. Don't break that. And that's OP.
Someone is throwing rocks. I ran back to the town, to the houses and the lights. Behind me, people were screaming, run, and hurry. I ran as fast as I could. I was kind of drunk and the terrain was really muddy. It was really dark and I couldn't see where I was going. All I knew was that I was running towards the lights. I ran until I reached the same spot where
it should be a second floor.
I was alone and no one came in. I didn't know where my friends were. After a while, a friend of mine showed up. He screamed at my dude.
Should be over here probably.
They hit Fred on the head. When they came closer
Yeah,
to
yep.
helping the others to walk. Upon seeing his face, blood was running down and dripping. I immediately gave him my jacket and called
And there's a city in the middle.
What
the fuck?
One by one, they all went to Lewis' place because it was
I'm
nearby.
lagging.
Then Lewis came. Where is my girlfriend and my sister-in-law? He said. I told him
I
she
just
didn't
lag so
come
hard.
through. We sent everyone to his house and waited for the 2 missing people. We were ready to go and face
Hold on,
them
it's probably hiding.
they were doing something to
I
them.
like to do that
But then
shit.
they appeared. His girlfriend was hysterically screaming. They hit my sister. They hit her. She is bleeding. We went to her and the whole side of her face was covered in blood. We rushed her to Lewis' house and made sure we were all there. We were.
This is the spot we come
When
at.
the ambulance came, the 2 who got hit went there. We then called the cops. I remember remember some of us being in shock, others were angry, and others were kind of in the middle ground. Lewis was raging. These kids, he kept saying, we didn't know who threw the rocks. I thought we got in the terrains of someone without knowing, and the owner tried to scare us away. But my friends told me they saw a group of people hiding in the bushes. We left everything at the bonfire, the skateboard, the speaker, some bullets. For me, I had everything safe. Lewis then told me and my friends, dude, let's
This way.
these
Hold on,
guys.
chest.
Let me call some guys and let's go after
More
them.
apples.
I was mad, but wanted to retrieve some of the stuff, so I told him that we would go, but if there
we
were
go
too
this
many
way.
of them, we would turn back. He called 2 of his friends, and in 5 minutes they were with us. I knew them because
Ooh.
of some stuff, but they were very loyal, and they both
Oh,
went
wait,
to
we're
the
right
gym.
here, bro.
They were
Wait, come
some
over
big
here. Come
guys,
over
so
here.
I felt safe when they came. Eventually, we went out to look for the people who threw rocks. When we were about a block away from the forest, we saw them walking with our speaker, the skateboard, and other stuff we left there. We were a block away from them,
think
and
it's
just
down
stared
here.
at each other. There was like
Let's
15
check around this room first. Is stairs going down? Let's check
As we
around.
got a good look at them, they were clearly gangbangers, so they probably had guns and knives. When we came back home, we ran into the police car. There were 2 of them. One got out of the car. We told
Wait,
them
no, wait. Check the other side first.
situation very fast because
Nothing
we
down there?
didn't want the guys to run away. However, the officer told us you were telling me you were drinking, be minors, and then got attacked. We told him yes, and then he responded with the most.
I'm coming. Wait for me. Wait for me. Wait for me. I'm coming.
Were drinking, doing a bonfire at the forest and
Wait for
are now
me.
asking me to give you justice. Don't you kids realize how hypocritical you are? I responded with
Oh, there should be a chest here.
3 adults, and not because we were
Yes, it
guilty,
is.
we deserve rocks
Oh,
to be
pancakes
convinced
and just
He looked at me with an
blood.
expression of pure hatred.
Blood
I was
and
really scared but angry as well.
But how we even find a
He
library? That's the
told him the
thing.
guys were running away as we spoke, but he kept saying it was our fault we were in that situation. After a few minutes, the one inside the car told the other, hey, let's
There's
find
nothing
the
over
other
here.
people, and then we can question these kids. And the other got inside. We waited at the house, but they never came back. Eventually, we
This
all
place is so damn big. That's what she said.
Lewis told us the next day that the policemen never returned.
Well, we both inside of us.
We really don't want people to think of feeding food like ours as spoiling their dogs. Good, real food is
Before I had even graduated from high school, I knew I wanted to live in an apartments. I was a bit naive at the time. I would never use, but I primarily wanted to live there because the complex was pet friendly and within my small budget. When the time eventually came for me to get my own place, I sublet the only apartment that was available and moved in. Unfortunately, I came to realize the apartment wasn't as nice as I'd originally thought. The building was old but remodeled, so it had all the typical plumbing issues and thin walls. I also learned it was not the safest part of town. I was primarily an online student, but I had one class that met in person twice a week
found
at
it?
8 in the morning. I'm a bit of a
Where?
homebody, so I
Come on,
rarely
come on.
left during the day, except for that class, the occasional shopping
You found a library or no?
in the evening after he got off work.
Hold on,
My
come here.
apartment was a bit of a Bermuda Triangle, even though it was only 600 square feet.
Where you
And I
went?
lived alone. Things had a way of growing legs and walking away.
Oh,
I had 2
that way.
kittens at the time.
The hell?
and blamed
Because
them
I
regularly
went
for
that way.
things
Just said
disappearing.
nothing.
Something odd that kept
The hell?
recurring, however, was that I'd find my underwear box out and sitting in the center of my bedroom floor on days when I had class. I didn't have a proper dresser.
I want the books. I want the books. I want the China books too.
Pants, pajamas. I always could have sworn I put the
You're lying.
box away after
Are you for real? You're not even the second one?
forgetting as a result of having to get up early and being focused on getting to class on time. Arguably paranoid, I started to think that some of my laundry was disappearing as well, as favorite articles of clothing would go into the laundry hamper and seemingly
It's not right there in the corner?
clean clothes. Towards the end of that semester,
Oh, is that right there? I see it.
one evening on a homework assignment when my boyfriend called to let me know his roommate had accidentally
No, not
locked him out
this
of
one
their
up here.
apartment. I had a key to their place, so he asked if I could run over real quick to let him in. Before I left, I made a mental note that I had left literally every light in my apartment on because I was living on a pretty tight budget. I
Right here, look at
made a point of turning off all the lights when I left.
up here.
But my
I,
boyfriend
oh,
was
ooh!
5 minutes away, so I knew I'd be there and back very quickly. Sure enough, I got back less
I got a
than
China
15
book. I'm
minutes
coming.
later. I immediately sensed something was
Bro,
off.
guess what I got, bro?
The lights were off through the blinds. I called my boyfriend and he drove over to me.
Fire protection 3. I'm breaking 3. I'm penning 5. Sharpness 3. Sharpness 3. No, sharpness 3. Soak touch and mending.
Checked the entire apartment. No one was inside, but someone had
Oh.
gone through and systematically turned off every light at their switch, including my
I got one. I got one out of the chest. But I want to make more before we use this only one, you know? So we can craft more, you know?
The computer had been powered down and closed. They called the emergency
Craft more of them.
and I explained that someone had been inside my apartment. sign on first entry. The manager called me back and
Okay.
told me I had to be imagining
That's a
things.
dead end too.
Maybe I had forgotten that I had turned off the lights before I left. I assured him that I wouldn't have turned off the computer or the lizard light. Someone had been
We're getting closer. I can feel it.
I was extremely worried because obviously this person had a key to get in. Either they worked for the complex or maybe he was a previous tenant / guest. I asked if they had changed the locks after the previous tenant moved out, and they assured me they changed the
You
locks
sure?
after every move out. The manager suggested maybe it was a friend pranking me. Someone else I had given a key. The only other people I had given keys were my boyfriend. His key to my apartment had been locked inside his apartment on the same keyring as his
How many we need?
key. And my
I need all of it.
3 hours away.
Okay, so let's put a spawn point here for now. Just put a spawn point here. I got an ender chest. Where's my ender chest? I got an ender chest if you want to put your. And I got some chests. Just for now. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab this 90. I'm gonna grab this city in here so we can make a portal. Okay. You got Oh, we're gonna go back to the house. No, I just want to make another portal here and just quickly go to the nether, find a fortress, you know, and just come back in this portal, you know.
First 3 days, I waited to move in my kitchen stuff, but after a week they had it come, and then after a few months I had completely forgotten about it. One day
Can you get a flint and steel? You got a piece of iron?
He said he was there to replace my countertop.
You got any cobble? Can you get a piece of cobble for me and a piece of iron and a flint?
Still wrapped in a towel to stop him from coming in. He claimed he hadn't heard me call out, but I had my doubts. I don't remember what made up excuse he had for coming in. Another time I found a note from him that he had come in. Again, he didn't give it a reason as to why, but that he made sure not to let my cats out. He also made a note about my third cat being cute, except I didn't have a third cat. I did, however, have a picture of my childhood cat in my bedroom on the shelf where I kept my clothes. At that point, I went to the office
What kind? The one I found it was so come over here. I'm gonna show you one I got because it got like a texture pack. I can't tell the difference.
Now that I knew without a shadow of a doubt that someone was
Because I got one too. I need to see which one we have.
It had been long after the surprise maintenance visit stopped that things had started moving around at my apartment. He
Come
was
over
also
here.
on site all the time. Everyone on staff also lived at the apartment complex, so he would know when I came and went. After the night with the lights,
There's
I put my
another.
own
I
lock
need.
on the
Oh, I
door.
could just use the
Still
lava
didn't totally
bucket.
trust the apartment.
I'm gonna use an
I
old
ended up
trick
buying a condo shortly after
I
we
saw on
moved with my
TikTok.
parents. Subleased the
You put logs and you put fire
Right
like a
around
lava
that
bucket,
time,
you
I
know.
also got my first job working in a different
And I got one piece of lava
complex.
bucket right
In the
here
final
too. Let's
days
go.
before I
What the
left,
fuck?
my mother helped
No.
me move my stuff. While she was home alone, I was at a
You
class.
for real?
She caught the scruffy maintenance man trying to get his key to work in my
You find is any
apartment.
lava
I
you
didn't know
see?
what he was doing, and he said he was there to paint the front door. I hadn't received a notice, and he didn't have
No,
any
I can't. I fucked it up. It was one more, but I thought I had no water in my bucket, but I did it to it. I guess I did. Shit.
Shopping is when an employee from one apartment complex takes a tour at another apartment complex under the guise of wanting an apartment for the purpose of gaining information they might not otherwise easily give up. It can also be performed by your own management company to make sure you're doing a good job. There are certain tells a shopper always gave, like asking specifically worded questions. Is it safe here? I'm a felon. Can I live here? That required specifically worded answers and were easy to trip up on. Being too wealthy for the complex, Rolex watch, sports car, nice suit, and being
Yeah, I
too
know.
flexible on what they were
You got.
interested in.
I got cobble. You got any iron on you? Can I get like one piece?
Geared towards lower income people. While I was giving the tour,
I thought you
he
did.
asked if I had any opinions on other apartment complexes in town and mentioned the old one I worked at specifically. Normally, I wouldn't bat down any other complexes. I prefer to win them over by showing them the positives of a
Hold on.
community, but
I just need.
told him it wasn't the best
You don't got
way to
gravel?
answer that
Yeah,
question,
what happened?
because I was
Put it
probably
in the
only
furnace.
person to give the old apartment complex
I
I
got
worked
coal
in
in
a
there.
bad
So.
review in the last 5 years. He asked me to elaborate, and I told him my
Okay.
apartment had been broken
We just
into
need.
and
We just need a
suspected it was
gravel.
someone on their maintenance staff. At that point, he revealed that he was the owner of the old complex and that he was very disturbed to hear I had this experience. He asked me to describe the
No
maintenance
gravel
man
here.
in
Should have
detail.
gravel.
I assured him it was in the past and I was over it, but he insisted on calling the manager over at the complex, still the same guy, to ask him over speakerphone if they had had any issues with the maintenance.
I got wood here. I got 2 pieces. Check me.
Yes, there had been a scruffy young
I got 4
maintenance man
pieces.
who had to fire because
Hey, show me. You got this one or no? Look at it. You got this one?
single women.
Which one you got?
Satisfied, the owner proudly told me the issue had been resolved and asked if I was able
Oh,
to
yeah.
change my review. I told him no. None of
Okay,
this had
bro.
changed the fact I'd experienced this and actually validated what I had
Oh,
suspected.
yeah.
In the years I worked as a leasing agent, I
I
learned a
need
lot about
gravel,
how
fuck.
complexes will cut corners to save time and money. From my experience, a lot of complexes did not switch out the locks
We don't
of
got
the
gravel
tenants,
here
and a
now?
lot did not require background checks for employees, even though they did require them for tenants. Keys also got passed
Okay,
out
I found gravel, hold up.
and maintenance during tours,
Gravel,
and
coming.
employees frequently got master keys that would open all doors. I won't go so far as to say every complex operates this way,
Okay.
but every complex I worked at was doing this when I started there. Because of my own experiences, once I began managing a complex, I enforced strict rules about changing locks, tracking keys, posting proper notices, and requiring background checks for
Put
all
that in, I'm
employees
gonna
and
put that
tenants.
in
If you're
there.
renting an apartment, stay
Keep that,
diligent.
cause you never
If you have
know.
reason to
Put
believe
that away
someone is
in
coming
there.
into your home, document it and let the
Use
staff
that for
slash police
blocks.
slash family
This
slash
one.
friends know. You never know who might have a key to your apartment. If you're liking this video, all I ask is that you make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you.
Alright, gentlemen. What would you rate her on a scale of 1 to 10? She looks stunning.
Several years ago, I was in the midst of an acrimonious divorce with my then husband. As with many divorces, friends and professional colleagues seem to pick one side or the other. In my case, there was one sort of professional contact who reached out to me after hearing about the divorce, who offered to be a witness for my case because of some experiences he related that I had been previously unaware of regarding my ex's behavior out at networking events. After this initial call, he started calling on a semi-regular basis to make sure I was okay. This wasn't someone I knew well prior to the separation, and he was much older than I was, but claimed to have experience with divorce and custody, and I figured it was a good idea to be polite and not alienate him, since his testimony was important. For my lawyer, I kept things friendly, but I always had a weird feeling about him. After a few months, he called one day that my son was very sick, and when I told him I couldn't talk and explained why, he offered to run to the store for me, which I honestly appreciated. But after that, he was dropping by the house uninvited, or he would stop by with cookies for my son. Again, I kept telling myself to keep things polite. The divorce is coming soon. Don't make this guy mad. He had called me out of the blue, and I was worried at this point that I was walking a very fine line being polite but clearly not interested, and that if he got mad, he might decide to go testify for my ex and say who knows what. During this time, he had also helped me set up a security cam system my dad had mailed me, and at one point, I needed someone to walk my dog, and he had offered to do it. He used a return a spare key the same day. One evening, he showed up while I was painting and insisted on sticking around to help, even though I was having my starting over catharsis and wanted to do it alone. Just after the painting day, he came around, uninvited and unannounced, with magazine photos of decor, and started carrying on in this manic way about how we could finish decorating the house. I was so weirded out that I made an excuse to leave.
I'm on another right now. I'm just digging a straight line to find a fortress. Cause like I spawned like in a cave.
I came home just for custody exchanges. I came home a few weeks later, thinking he would have gotten the
Can you hear
hint,
me?
and it was a quiet day. The following morning, I took my son on an outing, something like the zoo, and we both came back hot and tired. I put my kid down for a nap in my bed and decided to close my eyes with him. I
What the
woke up
fuck
maybe an
happened,
hour
bro?
or so later, and it took me a moment to realize something was way off. As I'm blinking off the sleep, I realized there was
What
a rose
happened?
bush sitting on my bedside table that I most definitely had not put there. There was a post-it note on it, something about planting it in the yard.
Yeah, I went. So I spawned in the cave, like in the nether. So like I'm digging a straight line. I'm looking for like a fortress or like a biome, whatever, you know.
As I stepped into my bathroom,
When I'm
I
missing this shit
realized that the
down.
mirror was covered in post-it notes.
But you can come. You can come in another if you want. If you want to look too, if you can find a fortress real quick. One of us can find one quick. Cause I already got. Okay, I found a biome. I found the red biome. Okay, okay, make sure on the waypoint. Waypoint. This way.
Which had been installed and documented when my ex tried to break into the house. So there was one on the front porch, but 3 inside the house.
This place is big. That's what she said, but damn. Oh, you're not nether or no? Okay. You too scared? Another, it's like sometimes you gotta go far just to find a fortress, you know. I hate that shit. That's what I gotta do right now. Shit, it's fine though. If I gotta go far, I really gotta pass back to the portal, you know. So. Hope my girl don't want me to go over her house tonight. I don't want to go nowhere. Because if I go, bro, that mean I can't smoke by her because she's pregnant and she don't like me smoking. It's just like... And if I do smoke, I gotta smoke quick before she get me, you know? I hate smoking quick because I want to take my time. Fuck Hawaii. Not like nothing against it. It's too damn expensive. Like if you want a plane ticket, bro, you're gonna pay like a lot of money for just what, like how many nights? For 2 nights, 1 night, you know? Like if you got that kind of money, go for it, you know? But shit. You know you should do for me? If you're still in the cave, can you look for gold? So I could trade with the piglins. So I could get like the ender eyes quick. You don't got no gold? Can you get somewhere now? Okay, bad. Found bone blocks. Hell yeah. So, who's calling me? She's calling me, bro. Give me a second, bro. I knew she was gonna call me. I knew it. Well, I told you. Hello?
It's gonna bring 1 ring.
1 ring? Why should be 1 ring?
It takes you 3 rings to answer.
My phone was charging, that's why. Deadass, my phone's on 19. You want to see? Nobody's in my room. What the fuck? Oh fuck! Nobody's in my room. Fucking toxic. Yeah, I got shit. I fucking insecure ass over here. Yes, I did. Anything else? I said it. How the fuck you gonna smell it through the phone? I'm so tired. Both. No? Where leads you to? In the water?
I'm bored. And I'm tired, but I don't want to go to sleep because then I'm not going to sleep at night.
That's fire, bro. Yeah, baby. You got a boat already? I believe it. You know how to get back to the portal? I know, but can you walk back there or no?
I ate the food and
Yeah, bro.
she's like wanting to throw it up.
A funny bit. Yeah, no, she's so gagged. She's so nauseous. Oh, she is, bro. Follow me?
Fucking, what you call it? Moving around and shit.
Bro, I can't find a fucking fortress. This bitch making me go far. No, I got a pass, like a pathway. I got my no, I got my compass too. I got my compass, so it could just take me right back to the base. Wait, are you still in the ocean or what? Shit. I need to find these soul sand. Like, I don't want to go through lava with this shit. I found a bastion. But that's what I'm not looking for a bad looter, I guess. Baby. You got a babysit tomorrow?
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
that's my job.
Nobody say nothing about it. Why you gotta say my
I
job?
know, that's my job.
I'm just saying, nobody say nothing about it. I'm just asking. Just asking. Miss repeat herself a lot. Gotta repeat myself to me like 20 times. I found a China book, and I found some city in the chest. One of them. Take it to me work. You good over there? I'm back, my bad. I'm still in this fucking bastion. I found a diamond shovel when I break it 3.
Tomorrow
Tomorrow gonna be nice outside. Oh yeah. Bro, I just found another shovel when I'm breaking 3, Fortune 3, and efficiency 4. It's like halfway broken. Take that. If I can find a little bit more obsidian, I got like 4 pieces. I could just make another portal and go back to the base, you know, like spawn whatever. So we can recoup to get more ender pearls and shit. And we can just go back to the thing. And y'all some broke motherfuckers here. They don't got shit here. Oh, babe, I thought you were sleeping. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, babe. No, I thought you were sleeping. Cause I know you're comfortable right now, you know.
Yesterday I knocked out like at 1 o'clock.
Nah,
I woke up at 5. Stayed on TikTok.
Damn.
Facebook, and then fell asleep at 6.
Damn.
And then I woke up at 11.
Oh, yeah.
So I just went out and texted you, and then I went back to sleep and woke up at 1.
Shit, what you call it? I got my niece high, you know. The first time in my life. And my cousin. Not pride. My mom, you know, this is what happened. So like we wa- No, I know bullshit. This what happened. So like when all of us, me, my cousin, and my sister in the living room, and my aunt and my mom. My mom is in her chair and my aunt is on the couch. And we walking out. I said, "Come on, Dad, you coming outside too?" She said, "I'm not smoking, you know, blah blah blah, you know, talking all that shit." And then I tell her, and then she was looking. I tell my mom, she gonna smoke today. Like, I got both of them fucked up. I'm a blunt influence. No, they're a bad influence. They asked me. My cousin asked me, "Can you show me how to roll a blunt?" I'm like, girl, like I guess I could show you. Not that hard. Robin?
She don't waste her money like you.
No. She don't smoke blunts, she smoke cards. And that shit lasts longer than the weed. No weed. Weed is better, but like if you don't want to keep going outside, just stay in the house and smoke with a cart, you know. No, not me over here, buddy. I gotta go outside if I want to smoke a joint. Shit, I need to buy more swishers. All the swishers. No, okay, I'm gonna lie. Like the most joints in my lifetime I smoked in one day, I think it was like 20. Oh yeah, like that's the most I ever did. But like for New Year's, like I remember for like New Year's for like fireworks and shit. That day, I had my apartment. I just barely moved in my apartment. It was New Year's, whatever. And I was chilling that day outside, you know, I was chilling with my cousins. Only one of my cousins, only one of them. And what you call it? I was just sitting upstairs. At the time, I had my Xbox, so we were smoking. We was rolling a blunt. We were smoking whatever. We were smoking inside. And it was nice. It's a bitch outside, so we had another. We had like 5 blunts already pre-rolled, So we went outside, smoked 2. Give it a break, walk around, go smoke another 2, and the whole night we were smoking hella blunts. We were like, that's too much money. That was like 3 years ago. 1,000 grams. That's too much. 1,000 grams too much. That lasts me like for 4 months, 5 months right there. That lasts me 5 months. You're crazy. Yeah. So I'm still looking for a fortress or another bastion so I could, get the fuck out of here. Cause I need a city and I got like 3 pieces. I got like 4 pieces. Gotta find a fortress. Are you heading back to the base? Okay. But you remember where is the what's it called? You remember where's that though? The portal for the Okay, it's fine. We gotta get Ender Eyes anyways. We could just use that to find a way back. I forgot to write the quarters down. Bae, what you gonna cook for me? I miss your cooking. You think I want to buy fast food every day? I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. Relax, relax, relax. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I was just joking. I can't find shit, bro. I don't think I'm finding bone blocks. Please stand up. Please stand up, everybody. I found another bastion. Hope it got a city in, cause I wanna get the fuck out of here. Type in this hellhole. They ain't got me a pause left. That's okay. No. Hey, I can't get copyright, my guy. Yeah, mute yourself. Okay. Hell yeah. You gonna do laundry? You gonna call me later? You gonna call me later?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear you. You cutting out my Wi-Fi. So you know how my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Wi-Fi.
You my Wi-Fi.
$10 Wi-Fi.
At least not $60.
Hey.
Hey.
My shit don't be cutting out like yours.
You know what? Okay, I love you. Okay, relax. Okay, bye, baby. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, that's my honey bun, my wife, his girlfriend. Been with her, bro. I've been with her for only like 3 months, and we got a kid together. Baby on the way. That's nutty. And, no, this is my second one. I'm living on the way right now. Me too. Oh yeah. Bro, I just found another diamond shovel. Did chant not chanting like a regular diamond shovel. I already found like 4 diamond shovels already. Damn, how many diamond shovels y'all have? Ooh, I found more obsidian. Let's go. And more gold. I got 8 pieces. I need a little bit more. No, you good. I can't hear it. No, you good. No, I just don't want to get copyrighted because I like if I play songs, I'll get copyrighted. But if I play like horror stories and stuff like that, I don't get copyrighted. Like that makes sense. I don't know. Like, for me, I don't want to get. Don't die. I'll be mad if I die, cause I'll be so, I'm like I got so much good shit on me, you know. Like. Two chests down here. The first chest. Ooh, another missing plate armor trim. Ooh, and another smithing tool upgrade for your tool so you can make anything netherite. And 3 blocks of iron. 2 netherite, bro. 2 netherite ingots. Diamond leggings. And I still got another chest to look at, bro. That's next to it. Let me see what I get. Ooh, another upgrade for your tools so you can make another right. Another right ingot. Diamond boots. Diamond leggings, gold. I can't carry all this shit. I'm grabbing the good stuff. I don't got no ender chest on me. Hey, you think 8 pieces is enough obsidian or no? I need more obsidian. To get out of here? Oh shit, no, don't die. Ooh. No, I need 2 more pieces. It's a plague in here. I could trade with him. Hope he give me a obsidian. Hope so. So sound. Oh, you good, yeah.
2023.
Oh, and when I get back, I'm gonna give you a couple of this armor. I'm gonna give you diamond leggings and diamond boots and a couple shovels, okay?
Has me thinking it may not be the best idea. Also,
And I'm gonna give you one netherite ingot and one smithing table template so you can make it to netherite. But before you do it, make more. It's harder to make it. It's just one diamond and netherite. Not netherite, but netherrack. That's what you just need. Oh, I got 2 obsidian. So let's go. I'm out. Okay.
This relationship and wanting it to work out in the end. But honestly, not sure if meeting would be the best thing to do, now or ever. So let's talk about Adam. He's a tad bit older than me. He's 49 years old, while Kemper is 48 years old. You would think they would be
Okay, I'm on my way back right now. I'm going to the end of the portal. Please don't put me too far. Oh, I think I'm dying. The fuck? Please don't die. Oh, hey, I can make a another a groom, you know, a groomstone is when you need a compass. I can make another one for the stronghold. Like we could make another one for that. Oh my! Guess what I found, bro? Guess what I found? You gonna guess what I found, bro? You might. I found moss. You like moss or no? Okay. I need that. Okay, they spot me in the cave, but I'm out of here. In the base, I'm 4,000 blocks away. Oh, I'm in the terracotta biome. With the mine shack spawn in here. Okay, can I make an anvil? I could. I just need. Ooh. If you see a terracotta biome, I'm gonna make a loose stone because I got two netherite ingots. Okay, so I'm gonna do one of mine so we can have one here. So no, actually no, not yet, because I don't know if I'm gonna use this block or not. It's next to a jungle. I don't know. Y'all think about it. You got cocoa beans or no?
I've been debating about whether to post this or not, but I've finally decided that it's been long enough for me to talk about this.
Yes,
This
okay.
happened to me and my mom a few months ago, back in October.
Panda, find a panda.
New Hampshire, like a side road on a side road type of neighborhood. It was pouring out, as it had been raining for pretty much the whole day. My mom had just gotten back down the street in my sister's car, and I was on the couch in the living room when suddenly I heard the doorbell ring. Our front door has a big glass pane in the front, so we can look out from the inside, and someone can look in from the outside. Through this window pane, I see a man. I didn't get a great look at him, as I didn't have my long-distance glasses on. The man noticed that I had seen him, and waved as if trying to be friendly. For the rest of this post, I'll refer to him as Jack. I got up, and thought about opening the door for Jack, but relented, as I couldn't properly see who it was. I didn't want to let a stranger into the house. Instead, I went down the hall to my parents' bedroom.
Wow, this is a big ass jungle. Holy shit.
She asked what was up, and I explained to her that a man in a poncho was outside of her door and wanted to talk to us. She went as white as a ghost. Immediately, she stopped getting ready, closed and locked the bedroom door, and started checking the windows to make sure they were locked.
Oh, almost had that jump.
My mom explained that as she was driving home, she had seen this Jack guy. He had been standing motionless on the side of the main street. As soon as my mom
Come on, game, stop lagging.
She said the encounter was weird, but thought nothing more of it. Why would someone be out in the pouring rain, down a back road in the afternoon? It was like he was waiting for something. I started to panic as well. My mom called my aunt. The two were like best friends and asked what she should do. My aunt told her to call the police immediately, and so we did. We proceeded to pace around the bedroom, frantically looking out the windows to see if we could see this Jack guy. From where the bedroom was angled, it was impossible to look at the front porch and see if he was still there, but we were desperate for anything. After what felt like hours, hours, we finally saw a police car pull up. They carefully unlocked the door and went down to let the officer in. We explained what we saw, and he agreed to do a scan around the neighborhood. As he left, I noticed there was something on the doorknob. I took it off, and it was a political advertisement for a candidate that was running for office. It's possible Jack was just campaigning for the candidate, but there are a lot of holes in that story. He was pouring out, so why would you go door to door? And why would you go that route in such a rural neighborhood? The houses are so far apart, you barely make a dent on foot. The time doesn't make sense either. Sure, I and my mom were home, but it was about 4 in the afternoon. Most people would still be at work, so you probably get no response from knocking anyway. Eventually, the officer returned. He had found the guy down the road and had questioned him. This Jack guy was able to ID himself, and he claimed that he was a political campaigner and was just knocking on doors for that reason. When probed further, conveniently enough, Jack couldn't provide any other door signs, as the one he had left on our house was the last one. That makes the campaign story even more absurd. Our house is in the middle of the street. It's not like we were the last by any means, so why wouldn't you bring enough for the whole street? Even the officer pointed this out to us and said that it was unusual behavior. Although the officer was suspicious of him, there wasn't anything he could do about it, as there was no he told us to be alert and do not hesitate to call if the man returns.
Oh, I found a beehive.
And I start noticing that a police car seems
Come on,
to be
bees, go back in your
stationed
house.
down the road from us,
I don't
about a
want y'all,
4-minute drive.
but I don't feel
I
like
got
waiting for
curious and
y'all,
asked
so
my
I'm
mom
gonna
about
leave.
it, and she said that there were multiple break-ins into the houses down the road, and the police were doing a sort of sting operation. The Jack man encounter and the break-ins may be unrelated, but considering how Jack acted, I have a sinking feeling that they are connected. I'll start this by saying I am a 29-year-old female from a small town in
Fucking
Tennessee,
back.
the kind where everyone knows everyone, and the kind where you have to drive 30 minutes to an hour to a job that pays a living wage. So when my dad started his new job around 9 years ago, he found out he was working at the same place as a friend he knew growing up, Barry. I'll also tell you that I was bullied a lot growing up, so I took compliments as jokes mostly. So when I first met Barry, he would compliment me and tell me how pretty I was. I was 20 at this time, and I always thanked him for the kind words. As time went on, the compliments got more intense. He would say he'd love to be with a woman my size. I always laughed it off and never said anything. This went on at company picnics.
He like that short girl. He like that slim thick.
For about 4 years. Then I got a job with the same company in the same department as Barry. Things were okay for the 3 months he trained me. He still complimented me daily, and I thanked him for the compliments. After my training, I went to night shift and only saw him for the 30 minutes of overlap per shift. Then 7 months into the job, my boyfriend and I broke up. Barry was sympathetic at first, then became a different person. His compliments became more focused on my body and not my face. He would stare at certain body parts while speaking to me and cock his head to the side while standing behind me if I bent down to pick something up. When I became single, he would also ask me about my preferences in the bedroom. If I be with a man of his age, which was early 50s, or a man of his size, 5'11" and 300 pounds, he'd become frustrated when I told him no. Declining everything he asked me never stopped him. He just upped his game. He'd start talking about me and my body to other people at work and asking them questions about me or trying to get them to ask me the questions he wanted answers to. He did this numerous times to my best friend.
I base fire, but we're negative, negative a lot.
Happened to have a massive crush on me. He'd never do anything Barry asked of him, and he always told me everything Barry said or asked. This continued on for around 8 months, and then Barry came to night shift, so my 30 minutes with him became 8 hours. He would start telling me all about his relationship history, unprompted. The questions, comments, and staring never stopped. To give you a small example, this man asked me if he won the lottery, would I sleep with him for money? I said no. He offered me $1,000 one time to screw with him, and I said no. I told him there is no amount of money in the world to make me sleep with him. He got mad at that. He'd ask for nude pictures, which I said no to. He'd ask Jay to try to sleep with me and take pictures and videos. He also said no. This all led to me being constantly stressed out and always looking.
You back at base already?
He was staring at me when I had to bend.
Bro, I'm negative like 1,000 blocks from fucking base.
Stop staring, but it didn't matter. He still did. I stopped talking to him. I stopped being in his vicinity.
Okay.
But it continued. His comments were just to other people in the building, mainly Jay. They came to a break-even in 1 week when my supervisor told me that my department had.
I ain't found his privilege. I'm following my compass, taking me back to the.
I begged him not to make me come in. I told him I would call out and take a plate or whatever I had to. I told him how scared I was to be alone with that man. I told him no man should be alone in a building this size with a woman, period. He listened and canceled it over time. He made sure I was never alone with Barry without a third person around. I finally
remember, I was in the nether.
about it all. That turned out to be a waste of time.
And when I got out, it was far.
I was on medical leave for surgery for 2 of those months. Then in November of last year, the right person on my shift heard me crying and complaining to Jay about everything before going home one night, and they complained to upper staff on my behalf. They finally opened an investigation. They asked me a ton of questions, and my answers filled up 2 notebook pages front and back of just the comments and questions from him over the years. They asked Jay a ton of questions and a few other people who were around us, and 3 days later, he was finally let go for harassment. He threatened me the day they put him on suspension for the investigation, and he was banned from company property unless he wanted to be arrested. I filed a no-contact order against him and haven't heard from him in over a year. Jay finally told me that Barry had admitted to him at one point shortly before he was let go that if he ever got me alone, he was going to assault me and do ungodly things to me and then just leave my body somewhere. So I am extremely grateful to my supervisor for not letting that happen to me. I had to type this out twice to get my thoughts in order. But the thing that bothers me a lot about all this, Barry had a daughter a year younger than me, and she had nothing to do with him when I knew him. I can't help but wonder what abuse he possibly put her through growing up. It has been over a year since this all came to an end. I'm no longer scared at work. I'm not on edge or stressed out. But as long as Barry is living and breathing in my hometown, I will not live there. And he's made a lot of enemies in that small town because of this. That happens in small towns when your parents know everyone, including the sheriff. Oh, and about Jay, his massive crush paid off and we're now dating. I've never felt safer with anyone in my life. So Barry, the pervert who made my work life suck for 3 years, let's never meet again. And to any other girl or woman who is being harassed at work, don't be afraid to speak up. I promise you it's worth it to tell
Oh my
someone.
god, I'm going so fucking far back to the base, bro. Like, fucking nuts, nutty, bro.
Just hit my savings goal.
Back in my day, we kept our money in the mattress. Greenlight is better. Come to Harbor Freight to get the best prices on the tools you need to make your yard shine.
Every day I walk home from school with my friend because she lives only a little bit away from me, so our routes line up.
Damn, bro,
At the
I'm
start
gonna
of the
lie.
school year, we noticed
I
there was
just
a
had
man
it so when
usually
I got out
looking
of
at us from
jail,
his
or
window while
whatever,
we walked
when I
home
was
from
on
school.
probation, bro.
Found it a little weird, but ultimately
When I
didn't
broke
think
up with
much of it.
my
A
first
few months
BM,
ago, after the heat
I
of
got
summer
his
died down
sneakers,
a bit, he
bro.
started sitting out on his
Damn, bro,
porch
she
when we
fucks
were walking
over.
by. Usually he would just smile at us. Sometimes I smiled
She,
back,
she
but
was
I
cool.
usually just ignored him. One day, as I was walking by his house, he waved to
Fuck,
me from where he
man,
was
she
sitting.
was.
I stopped and waved back at him and told him to have a nice afternoon as I walked past. It
Something
felt a little
else.
weird because he didn't reply, but eventually I forgot about the whole thing. Once when my mother was at work and I was alone at our house, I noticed him
I
walking
found a
past my
dark
house
oak
several times through my
biome.
window. I felt very creeped out and
I already got
uncomfortable. I
saplings.
considered talking to my parents about it just in case, but I ultimately convinced myself he wasn't doing anything wrong, so it didn't really matter. Yesterday I walked home from school alone because I stayed behind with some other kids outside the school for a few hours since we had our club that day, and I didn't want to walk home just to have to come back fairly soon after. I had just bought myself a nice pair of wired headphones a few weeks with money I've been saving up for a long time since I don't have a job. I was playing them over one ear as I was walking home. On the way home there is a public lot with a stable on it that I like to cut through to get into my yard as quick as I can rather than walking around the property. Sometimes people like to hang around it to meet up, but there wasn't anyone on it that I could see. As I rounded a corner on the stable, someone grabbed the back of my shirt. From the way they were grabbing it, I could see part of their hand. I jerked forward and they grabbed the top part of my headphones. The wire was at the bottom part of my neck and it got stuck for a moment, and I remember feeling like if I couldn't get away, something very bad was going to happen. The wire eventually snapped and I took off running as fast as I could, screaming. They let go of my shirt and I hopped the half-length fence to our property and I ran as fast as I could out onto the sidewalk in front of my house because I was worried that I would take too long on the lock if they were following me. By the time I actually got to the sidewalk point, I was crying and I felt like I was going to collapse because I was so scared. When I looked over my shoulder, I couldn't see anyone, but I kept running until I reached my friend's house in case whoever was there was still around. When I got there, I was in tears and it took a bit to explain the situation because they couldn't understand me. I tried calling my mother, but she wouldn't pick up the phone. My friend's mom called the police and they came to check things out. There was nobody at the stables and they told me that it was most likely some kid trying to mess around, but they escorted me home to where my mother was waiting for me anyways. I didn't tell them about the old man because I was worried they would think I was crazy considering he hasn't technically done anything, but there's something in my mind that keeps
Oh
telling
my
me that it
god, I
was
just
me at the stables.
whew,
When I was walking from
almost
work
died,
school
bro.
today, I brought a screwdriver with me in case I needed to defend myself.
A big
I
ass
also had my
hole.
friend with me. My mother offered to pick me up from school, but I was worried that if I had shown how the encounter had affected me, then it would make things worse. I also avoided the stables, and my friend made sure I made it to the door. The guy on his porch wasn't there today, and I'm still not fully sure if it's him or not. I feel terrible that my headphones broke, but I can't help but wonder what would have happened if they didn't. If you're liking this video, all I ask is that you make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you. To start, I am a woman in my early 20s and I work as a cashier at a grocery store. I talk to hundreds of people a week. I should have knew something was off when he first came through my line about 6 months ago, but my job is to be friendly, so I treated him like every other customer. He was obviously down on his luck, and when I asked the usual question of, "How's it going today?" he proceeded to tell me a whole sob story. His wife had apparently kicked him out of the house. In his words, apparently because she was having a psychotic breakdown. Should have been my first red flag. He was houseless, lonely, and hungry. I felt bad for him and attempted to sympathize. He was trying to buy a hot roasted chicken, but our government programs in this state don't cover hot food for some reason. So I did some cashier magic and changed it so his food stamps would cover the chicken and he'd have a hot meal that night. This was my first mistake. Although he was extremely grateful, this also was apparently a defining moment for him. Every Monday he proceeded to come through my line and buy a hot chicken. I genuinely thought I was just doing something nice for someone going through a hard time. He always ended up trapping me at my register with conversation. At first it was to complain about his ex's psychotic behavior. He called her a narcissist and crazy. I just listened because I had nowhere to go. I was at work after all. After a while he got over it and moved into a hostel of some sorts. He was somewhat more stable, but also obviously depressed. He always told me I cheered him up and he enjoyed talking with me. I told him that I did as well. Maybe that wasn't the right thing to say, but I really did at the time. He would also occasionally ask what my shift was / when I got off work, but I was too naive at the time to see the harm in the question. Eventually he was very excited to tell me he got a hold of a used keyboard and was excited to be playing and writing music again. I told him that was awesome and that I also played the piano. Something must have clicked in his brain, because now he had something to relate to me about. Every conversation we had from there on, he was encouraging me to play piano again and telling me I'd be a great music teacher, even though he'd never heard or seen me play. I nodded and smiled and did my job. I really thought the conversation topic was innocent enough. Then, one day, he asked for my email. This is where I feel I really screwed up. Even though it was a burner email and never planned on responding, I gave it to him. He was sending me music he liked and music he wrote, and I never responded to him. I knew it was upsetting to him, but at this point something felt weird, and responding would have been opening another line of communication with him. I kind of had my fill at work already. At some point he also asked for my number, but I declined giving to him. He said with me, even after never responding to his emails once. I should mention, my coworkers always thought the interactions he had with me were a little too personal and lengthy. Someone even called him a creep one day, but I brushed it off. I was just being friendly to someone who was down. So I thought. Eventually everything he was saying was starting to ring loudly in my head. I found myself avoiding him. He was sending me emails at least once a week, and I never replied. I knew he'd come in on Mondays at about one time, so I'd take an extra break then. I just didn't want to see him anymore. I didn't want to talk. And to be frank, he was creeping me out a bit. Last week, one of the busiest weeks at the grocery store.
You still there, bro?
For Thanksgiving, I couldn't avoid him, and he came through my line.
It might be
He gave me
smoother
a bag
if you're
of
talking.
chips, very clearly just wanting to talk to me and waited in line for 5 minutes instead of going through the express
My bad, but
registers.
I'm still far, like I'm negative 9,000 blocks, like.
And had somehow helped completely turn it around by being his cashier at the grocery store. This is
No, I know where I gotta go.
but this time he told me he had wrote me a
The thing is, like, I spawned so far. Remember, I put a portal in it. It spawned me really far. I was like a negative 11,000 blocks away. Imagine that. I'm almost back. Yeah, I see your base. No, that's not your base. Oh, that's lava.
Obviously panicking. 15 minutes later, one of my coworkers comes in and lets me know he did 3 laps around the store looking for me and then left without buying anything. He was clearly seeking me out. I told her I was going to wait 10 more minutes and we'd be back on the floor. So I did that, but when I got back to the floor, I was just filled with anxiety and clearly looking around for him. Thank God my coworkers had my back, because I didn't notice him coming in again, but he suddenly went straight to my register. I started having a panic attack. One of the other cashiers was very inviting to him. I can help you right over here, she said. At this point, I was running away from the registers and the other cashier had stepped into where I was at. He ignored her and followed me. I didn't say anything. I was also clearly panicking and running away. He followed me to the steps yelling, "Wait, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." I had just made it to the break room and the store manager opened the door. I had just had a conversation with him about this guy. He told me he would handle the next time he was in, to tell him he needs to leave me alone. I didn't realize it would be in the same day. I blurted out he's back.
Nah, I see a spruce brew. I see a spruce brew. A spruce by him.
He still didn't buy
Jesus.
anything because he only does if I'm his cashier. I had a full-blown panic attack in the break room. I was crying. I called my boyfriend to come pick me up. I didn't want to be alone, and his apologies rang in my ears. One of my coworkers pointed out he wouldn't be apologizing if he knew he wasn't doing something wrong. That really stung. She was 100% right. My coworkers comforted me. They told me it wasn't my fault and I don't need to be sorry. I just can't help but feel so sorry. Sorry I didn't have the guts to set boundaries with him sooner or tell him how uncomfortable he was making me. The store manager said his behavior was completely inappropriate, coming once a week when he knew I was working and only buying something if I was his cashier. He said that was stalker behavior. Everyone did. I ended up going home early and calling out for the next day.
Something's not right. Guaranteed.
Fellas, I want to get back to the base already. Fuck, bro. Yeah, shit, bro. Like,
This was a few years ago. It was pretty late, past 2 in the morning. I was living with this boy who was pretty abusive, and he had gotten really jealous at this party we were at earlier that night. Not even an hour after we had gotten home, he tossed me out onto our front porch and locked the door behind me. I was knocking and pleading for him to please let me back inside. I was still wearing what I had worn to the party, and it was freezing out. I wasn't sure what to do. He had my phone, purse, and wallet in the house with him, so I just sat on the porch crying. When he turned off the lights both inside and outside of the house, I knew he wasn't going to let me back in. I felt so helpless and cold. I thought about knocking on a neighbor's door, even though he didn't have many, but I had anxiety about waking him up and causing trouble for my boyfriend. So instead I decided I would try to walk to this gas station and motel, which was like a little less than a mile away, so I could use their phone to try to call a girlfriend of mine to see if I could sleep over with her. A little bit into the walk, this tall white pickup truck was approaching on the opposite side of the road that I was on. I tried not to make eye contact for obvious reasons, but then I heard the truck stopping and beginning to make a U-turn and my heart just started pounding. I just about froze up but forced myself to speed walk at the very least. The truck pulled up to me and this guy rolled down his window and asked what I was doing honestly. I told him how I was going to meet my friend at the gas station and that she was expecting me. He sort of smiled and offered me a ride. I said no thank you, citing that I shouldn't hitchhike. He told me, well good, I don't pick up hitchhikers or anyone. You don't look like a hitchhiker though, you just look like you need some help. He just kept driving next to me and told me I shouldn't think he was a creep, and he pulled out what looked like a police badge and told me he had just gotten off duty, which is why he was in civilian clothes and out so late. He said he wouldn't mind driving next to me just to make sure I get to where I was heading safely. I was naive and a bit too trusting of his kindness and quote-unquote credentials, and when he offered me a ride again I said that it would be nice because the gas station wasn't that far away anyway. He popped the door open for me and I hopped in. The radio was low. It was a little messy. The ashtray was full of cigarettes. There were a lot of newspapers on the passenger floor. As I was moving my feet, some of the papers shifted, showing a pair of handcuffs, some coffee cups, empty water bottles, rags, a highlight-colored bandana, and some other things. He apologized, saying that it was the truck he took hunting, but it was super warm, so I was happy and didn't mind at all. He told me his name was John. He asked why I was scantily dressed without a jacket, and I started to tell him about the party and the fight I had been in with my boyfriend. He was super charming and attentive. He even laughed that he could go back and arrest him. I asked about him and he told me about his family. He was a young dad. He had a wife, a daughter, a son, and a dog, and I told him it was like he had the perfect little family, and he laughed and said he certainly did. Then it had sort of clicked for me to ask him I could use his phone, but he said no because he had to save his battery. We were approaching the gas station and he drove right past it. I politely said, oh, I think that's the one, but he didn't answer me. I felt sick to my stomach. My heart started pounding. I started getting choked up. My eyes started tearing up as I was looking out the windows and watching the lights behind us getting further and further away. It was hard for me to even speak, but somehow I murmured, asking if he could please turn around, and he ignored me. Whenever I would look at him, he just looked empty-eyed and emotionless, totally dead and glazed. I looked back out the window and down at the road to see if maybe we were going slow enough that I could make a leap out of the car without seriously injuring myself. I remember always hearing never go to the second location, but I thought about the possibility of jumping out and breaking an ankle and how it would be a lot harder to get away with one foot as opposed to two, debating with myself that there was snow on the ground, but then again, snow is hard to get along in, especially when you're not fully clothed. I feel so dumb now too because I wasn't even tied up or anything. I was just so scared though, like there was nothing but trees, an empty road, and us. I was crying pretty badly at this point and asked if I could please borrow his phone again. I honestly don't know why I even asked, and he told me to stop talking. Then he started talking underneath his breath saying, "Girls shouldn't be out so late. You shouldn't have been alone this late. Look what you're doing to me. Dressed like this," and other derogatory things. As he kept saying these terrible things, too many to type out here to be honest. I wasn't even responding. I was just worried and trying to think past the
Fucking TikTok. I don't care about your TikTok.
I remember seeing under the papers beneath my
Fuck.
feet, so I used that little, I don't know how to describe it, like Scooby motion. I managed to use my feet to scoop the handcuffs up and use my heels and toes to push them under the bottom of my seat. As far as I could, I was thinking of different things I could do to try to help myself, like if we were close enough to some upcoming lights or structures. If I ever made it to them, I could just grab the wheel and cause us to crash into them, or maybe how if I got lucky enough for a cop to pass us, I could grab the wheel and swerve so he would immediately be a drunk driver and we get pulled over. I guiltily thought about the possibility if this man is just having a weird night and how if I did anything it would hurt him. But I told myself that sort of thinking sort of got me into this mess. He was on both sides of us. On his side, the wooded trees were closer to the road. On mine, then there was a small gap fully covered with thick snow. Before the trees thickly picked up maybe 10 yards away, he turned off the car and coldly said there was something wrong with the car and to get out with him. As he grabbed the keys and was stepping out of the car, I grabbed onto the center console and cried and pleaded not to make me get out with him because it was too cold. He turned around to face me, his door still open, and shouted at me to get out of the car because we had to go check out the trunk bed hatch. I dug my fingernails deeper into the console, thinking my cries of no and head shaking would cause him to come around to my side of the car and drag me out himself. I was crying and said, "Please, John, I'm so cold and scared." I was thinking of everything I ever heard. Humanize yourself, use first names. He stared at me in this like way I can't even describe it to this day. I don't even know how to start. He got back in the car and I slinked towards my window, scared he would drag me over the console. He turned off the headlights and everything just looked dark blue. He stared at the steering wheel for what felt like years before lighting a cigarette and looking out his window and back at me and then back out his window. He heard me shuffle my feet on the newspapers. I was just adjusting my legs, but while still staring out his window told me if I thought about running. He had a quick way to get me where he wanted me, and oddly enough I was sort of thinking of running minutes before that, but reasoned that if he wanted me out of the car then I should definitely stay in, otherwise he could chase me or shoot me. I think at that point I sort of hit some sort of bottom of my reserve, and instead of panic, there was numbness and exhaustion. He was dead quiet, but I finally just barely audibly told him that my friend was still waiting for me and asked about his wife and children, and he flatly said he didn't have a wife or children and that his house was empty. I asked him what he was thinking about, and he said, "I'm thinking of what to do with you." He didn't say it angrily, he just said it flatly and coldly, which sort of scared me more. I did start getting worked back up to a cry at that point, and he told me not to cry and turned the car on, offering me some heat. I just cried and said I wanted to go home. Eventually, he started driving and kept driving until we were approaching a gas station. I was gauging the right time to reach for the wheel, but before I could, he started slowing down. While pulling up, he told me not to tell anyone or he would find me. Then he told me all he was doing was teaching me a lesson not to hitchhike with strangers. He was almost coming to a complete stop when he told me to get out before he changes his mind. Before he could even get another look at me to assess my understanding, I was already down out of the truck and sprinting towards the gas station.
Damn, bro.
Me, but then I stopped and remembered to try to see his license plate. I turned around but only caught the blur of the last 3 numbers as he was driving off. I ran inside and asked the clerk behind the counter to please call the police. I waited until the officer got there, and I'll be honest, I was a little scared it would be John. My fears melted away when the new-faced policeman got there. I gave him the description of John, his appearance, the vehicle color and type, the parts of the license plate number I had caught, the fact he said he was an off-duty cop, just basically anything I could. I asked him if he could look at the camera, and the officer disappeared in the back for a little bit, then came back out saying there was nothing was on them. I asked if I would be able to look, and the officer said no and asked me if I didn't trust him, and I told him of course I did. The officer gave me a ride to my friends, lecturing me for hitchhiking. I never heard anything back about the report that was made, so I would try to follow up, and each time I did, they never got back to me aside from this one time I was told my case number didn't exist. But that didn't stop me from trying to follow up. Throughout the months and years, I asked my friend, whose home I slept over at that one night, if she ever heard of any like weirdness or anything since that incident had happened to her or anyone up there, and she always says no. So I sort of let it go and try to tell myself that maybe he actually was just trying to teach me a lesson or something. I mean, I definitely never hitchhiked again, so if it was a lesson, it certainly worked. I never heard anything back having to do with the case. I never heard of any other odd experiences up there. Maybe it was just one man trying to
just want to get back to my base. Fuck, bro.
And
That
I
place
wanted to
gotta be
share
so
because I was so
far,
shocked in
man.
the moment. I realized now how scary the situation was, and it was just super strange. I, a 22-year-old woman, met my dad at a tire shop in an increased crime area of town. Not really sure why we went to this shop. It was probably around noon. My dad brought his chihuahua with him, so I took her on a walk around the tire shop while he consulted with the mechanics. The shop was about half a football field away from a busy street, with a big field in between the shop and the street, and an otherwise residential area. I figured it was safe enough to walk the dog around in the field because my dad and the mechanics were right there. However, the shop was fenced in and not facing the field, so I guess it wasn't actually that safe for me because my dad/employees couldn't see me. So I was just walking the little dog around in this field, not too close to the busy street, and suddenly this beat-up car with the windows down starts driving really slowly on the busy street, and I could tell the dude driving was staring at me. The street is somewhat far away from me, and he eventually drives past, so I'm like, whatever. But then a couple seconds later, I see the car again going down the street in the opposite direction, going really fast, and he turns onto the side street where I am. He's driving very, very fast, and he just guns it into the field where I'm walking the dog, literally jumping the curb. He's coming straight for me, very fast, and I'm just shocked, thinking, is he about to plow us down? What is happening? It was just so quick and unexpected. In my confused shock, I'm just hesitating with the dog, contemplating running away, but also not wanting to turn my back on the car. Then, miraculously, I guess there was some kind of uneven ground or a hole because the guy's car, which was a real beater, very old, got stuck and wheels started spinning. With his windows down, I can hear him cursing and take this moment to scoop up the dog, about to run out of there. Then he opens the car door, about to get out of the car. I can't remember any descriptions about this man other than he was quite overweight. Again, because of the shock, I can't even recall his race or age range or anything. Right at that moment, a truck
Oh,
pulls
now
up beside
snow
us, reaching
biome.
out mid
Fucking
inside.
hate
It was
snow.
like a construction truck. They roll down the windows and ask if this guy is bothering me. They say it
Oh
loudly,
my
and it scares
god.
the guy, and
Oh
he
my
goes back into his car. He then is able to peel out, in reverse, from whatever hole the car was stuck in. He very quickly reverses out from the field we're in, back onto the street, and takes off. The kind men who stopped apparently saw all this happen. It just happened so quickly. They were just as confused as I was. What was this dude's game plan? What was he attempting? Kidnapping me in broad daylight, obviously with people around. I'm not sure. I'm so glad his car got stuck and I didn't find out. It was just very strange. I'm grateful his car got stuck and the guys who drove by stopped and were willing to check out the situation. We chatted for a second after the guy left and were all very confused about what had happened. I can be overconfident at times about my safety, but after a handful of other strange, potentially dangerous encounters, I've learned to always be alert. Bad things can happen anytime and anywhere, and don't freeze in fight or flight situations. So many times, I've frozen instead of fighting or flighting, but I really should have taken some kind of action. If you're liking this video, all I ask is that you make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you.
We could pick Killer and Drag, I ain't gonna lie.
I grew up out in the wooded country in Illinois,
No,
on a short
oh
dead-end
my.
street 10 plus miles from
Oh
town.
my
And there were
god,
7
bro. I
houses in
fucking
the
hate
area
the
spread out on a
fucking
2 and a
winter
half acre
biome,
wooded
bro.
lots or
Like,
larger each. There were no large wild animals. There are bears or similarly large animals in the region, and people didn't meander there or show up lost. Actually, lost folks or large animals wandering around never happened in the 20 years I lived there, so please keep that in mind. When I was a
the
young
fuck? I
boy,
didn't even
16
fall
years,
in.
I had
Oh
a
my
good guy
god,
24 years
bro.
older than me who lived next door.
I really, this
Terry
game
was
is
allowed to
pissing me
go
the
out
fuck
with his
off
friends
already,
much
man.
later than I was, and he
I
would
just wanna get back to
sometimes
the
drop
fucking
off his
base, and
bike
like,
back
I'm
at the
not even
gate
fucking
one
even
night.
near
We
yet,
would
bro. I'm
park
like
our truck
7,000 blocks
outside of my
away.
window to chat.
Fucking
My bed
A,
was right
bro.
next to the window. I'd open the window and
This
we'd whisper
game's
stories
like,
and generally talk for a bit. My second story window faced our backyard and his house was to the side. I could see his house from my window over the shrub trees and walking path to his driveway. I'd often know if he was out. The light was on over the side door entrance. We're already home, light being off. One time during the summer when my window
I'm
was
dead
open, I heard a
again,
car in his
bro.
driveway dropping him off. I was probably 14 years old and it was around midnight. I heard Terry get out of a car and was talking to his friends. Soon his friends pulled away. I saw a vehicle
What the
pull over
fuck,
and
bro?
stop without
Bro,
waking
this,
my
bro, this
parents. I
game
saw
is some
Terry pull
bullshit,
up
bro.
right
Like,
behind me. He didn't respond as he
I
probably
fuck,
didn't
I
hear
got
me.
stuck
Then I
right there.
grabbed a window
Clearly, I
duster
used the
holding an
blocks to get
idea
the
to
fuck
sneak
out. Let me get
outside
the
and
fuck
escape.
out of here, bro.
I'd spent
Like,
many years in the woods and learning how to blend in and be
damn.
silent. As kids, we'd often sneak around and scare each other, so I silently sneaked down from the second floor and out my back garage door, which led to our backyard below my window, which led to Terry's house off the side through our gravel area, then through a well-worn path through the woods
Jesus,
about
I'm out of
25
this.
feet.
I'm out of this. Oh
My
my god.
parents had put in a gravel pit around the back of the house, probably because nothing much
I'm
would
out of
grow in
snow
the
biome.
shade of
I'm
oak
out of it.
trees. There were 14-inch oak
I'm out of
rounds
it.
set out as an uneven, steppy path in the gravel, and if you step
I'm
up
on my
on the grounds, the crunch
way.
of gravel and rocks would give you away. I picked my way
I'm still working on your
silently
base.
across the log grounds facing Terry's house. My eyes got accustomed to the dark and I didn't see him. Also at that time I heard the door of his house close and the light going off, signaling he went in, likely to bed.
I'm still far. I'm gonna be there for like a while. I'm like negative 6,000 blocks away.
There were wild rose and raspberry plants that had thorns that were painful to walk through if you weren't careful. So I thought it was odd that he'd be in the woods, but maybe he wanted to scare me like I was plotting to do to him. But I saw something human-sized and dark moving through the woods, slow and pausing every once in a while at me. It was coming closer and I definitely saw it, but it was strange in that it wasn't walking directly to my window to talk. Therefore I hunched down and waited in silence, wondering if I could still startle him. I still thought it was
Make it. Woo! If I didn't make that, I would be dead.
And seemed to be stalking slowly and listening / checking every few feet while hiding. So I whispered after losing patience Terry, but he didn't answer.
Shit.
Crouching, so I quietly and tippy-toed back to my garage door and went back inside, silently locking up his hands. I snuck back upstairs to my room above the area where I was just standing / crouching. My window was open and I definitely heard someone or something walking around the yard. I whispered again for Terry out my window, but got no answer. Then I heard someone or something fall and cry and moan pretty loudly in the window well right below my window. It wasn't enough to wake my parents, but definitely loud enough I didn't mistake it, and it sent a shock of fear through me. If you aren't familiar with a window well, it's a
Where's my
semicircle
base? I'm tired going through the mountains. I'm going through like 5 fucking mountains, bro. I'm tired of mountains. Go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Give me shit, man.
For years since we were young around the whole neighborhood. We knew everyone's window wells and house footprints, plus paths in the woods like the back of our hands. The grunt sounded humanish and not like an animal. It also pulled itself out quietly without a lot of thrashing. That's when I realized this wasn't a fun game and someone or something was out there, and it wasn't Terry. I tried to look outside my window as best I could, but there was a screen on my windows to keep the bugs out, so I couldn't lean my head out the window to see next to the wall of our house directly below me. I then heard the crunch of rocks as whatever it was stepping in the noisy gravel. Again, Terry would know where the log grounds were and would not step in the gravel. He knew my parents were pretty strict, and he was as good at being quiet as I was. Whenever it was stopped and I held my breath, I pretty much sat there with my face pressed against the screen 2 stories up for probably a half hour. I never heard it, and more early when I grew tired and eventually fell asleep on my bed that was next to the window. There are a few things I'm certain of. It wasn't Terry. I asked him later and he said he went to bed that night when he got home. He also would have no reason to lie. I'm pretty sure it wasn't one of our neighbors, and I can't think of any reason a person would be there. We had few neighbors and only 2 other houses out of 7 had kids. Again, these 7 houses were spread out in 2.5+ acres per home. There weren't any big animals in the area. As wooded as the whole area was, we only had some deer, but they were hunted and didn't come close to homes. Plus, our dogs scared them away. So stranger in the woods, let's not ever meet.
The world's greatest annual soccer tournament is down to 8 elite clubs.
A few years ago, I was working at a pizza chain in my hometown as a driver. I was 27, but made good money delivering. I had worked at a few other places, both local and chain, in the years before, and still work as a
I'm
dasher on
so
occasion even
far
after this
away.
happened. Now I
I
choose
should
to
make a
deliver
song
in much
about
safer
this.
areas for
Looking
this
ass.
reason. I got luckier than I could ever imagine. One night I was working and had 2 deliveries to take. Cash orders. I had $12 left in my bank. It's what drivers are given to use as change for cash orders, so you don't have a ton of cash on you at all times. The first order went smoothly. The guy gave me $50 for a $35 order, so I was excited about the nice tip. I drove to the second delivery. It was in an apartment complex with multiple buildings. I had delivered there before. The sun was about to set, but it was still very light out. The chain I worked at had us drive company cars with the logo on it, all white sedans. This is important for later. I grab the order and go to the door to the apartment building. A young guy comes out, and a much bigger older guy was outside smoking a cigarette. The big guy went inside as the smaller guy came out. He looked around nervously and asked how much he owed me. The way he was looking around just made me very nervous. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. I told him the amount, and he said that wasn't what he was told on the phone. Something was very wrong. I felt someone else walk out behind me from the door as the first young guy looked around down the parking lot, craning
Yeah,
his neck
I'm
as if
gonna
he
need a
was
boat.
looking for someone.
I'm gonna
I
make
told
one
him
right
the
now.
amount again and broke down the order for him, trying to keep calm. Then the first guy held a gun to my right temple. I also felt a poke on my spine and 2 gunmen, and I couldn't speak. Words wouldn't form no matter how hard I tried. Give me me her mother and kids. No, the first guy growled, and I fumbled immediately for the keys. I gave him my bank, but hadn't realized the 50 was mixed in. I gave him the keys, trying my best to remain calm. Another guy came up from my left. He had poofy hair and was around the same age as the first kid. The one behind me I hadn't seen yet. The big hair kid grabbed the pizza bag and ran off and hid. The first kid searched the company car. Luckily, I had left my wallet in my personal car. I saw him grab my cell phone, and that's when the panic began to set in. I had pictures on that phone that I hadn't backed up of my then 5-year-old son, who absolutely is my world. Please, please don't take that. I have pictures of my son who died on there. It's all I have of him, please. I've lied. My son is very much alive. The kid behind me spoke softly. Trust me, just listen to him. You'll get it back, I'm damaged. I don't want to be here either. I could tell he'd been crying by how his voice sounded. A car began pulling in, and the 3 boys took off to the other end of the complex in a full sprint. Before the one behind me ran, he dropped the gun in front of me. I could tell the gun's safety was off. Looked completely real to me. He picked it back up and ran with the others. The car that pulled in saw me. It was a woman and her kid. Panic set in as I realized they could easily come back and do way worse to me as the sky started to get dark. I collapsed. They had taken my company car keys, $72, the pizza, and my phone. The woman ran up to me and asked if I was alright. She took me into her apartment in the next building over and locked the door. I was shaking so hard I couldn't even hold her phone and talk to the police on the phone as she set down her kid. Her boyfriend, I assume, helped me call. I spoke to the operator and told her everything. I'm colorblind, and these guys were obviously wearing all black and white clothes, thank God. I had a full description of 2 of them. The poor woman who helped me was going to be late for work, but she still stayed until I was off the phone and cops had shown up. Man, she was harsh and blunt with the operator, but I will never forget this woman's utter kindness to me and her boyfriend's. Cops showed up and contacted my store, and my manager brought out the spare keys for me to drive the car back to the store. After dealing with the cops, I drove back and was greeted by crying and beyond worried coworkers. All of them were terrified that I was hurt. It meant a lot to me how much they cared, but I told them I was fine. I filed the proper paperwork, and the 72 was written off as a loss to the store. Thank God, because I had worked other stores that make you pay back the money out of pocket if you get robbed to prevent drivers from stealing. I was determined to take the rest of the night off and take care of myself. He gave me a hug. He was to this day one of the
ate
best
some
bosses I
chips
ever had. What I didn't
just
know was I
had.
was in for a very long
She
night.
just throw
I
it up.
called my best friend before I left the store from the store phone and asked where he was. We usually meet up for drinks after work. He was around the corner at a bar, so I met up with him. His dad was a District 4 cop in my city at the time, the same district that this happened in. He told me his dad had given him a heads up and he had 2 shots waiting for me to calm my nerves. After the 2 shots, we began playing pool when his dad called his phone and asked if I was with him yet. He said yeah and handed me the phone. His dad asked if I could come to the station. I was honest and told him I'd had 2 shots, so he sent out a squad car to get me since it wasn't that far away. We get to the station. They had suspects in custody. I was needed to ID them. 3 boys and a driver. They had been caught less than 20 minutes after the robbery, speeding. The bolo had already gone out, and they matched the description. They had used 20 coagulated gas and had taken off. They had at least 15 stolen cell phones on them. The order had been placed on a stolen phone. My phone was in the mix in the box. The police told me to grab my phone only, and I did. They asked me to unlock it. It had fingerprint verification, so that was easy. 9 of the 10 tries to unlock it had already been used before my phone would have completely reset. It unlocked. I told the police every detail yet again. Although my parental instincts kicked in, I told them the guy behind me quite obviously was bullied into this.
Are you talking?
Mercy. He was the one with the white shirt. The police went
Hello?
wide-eyed and told me he was the one talking.
Oh, I thought you was
The other
talking.
3 denied involvement. That's when I found out about the 4th guy, the driver. We found out later he was completely unaware of the robbery and was just picking up his friends. He was never charged. The boy who was behind me and the one who grabbed the pizza were 15 and 16 and got 6 months of house arrest. The only reason the one behind me got off easy despite having the gun to my back was because I asked them to go easy on him, that he was a good kid who didn't want to be there, and he was the only one confessing. Makes sense since he had even said the other guy wouldn't have the phone for long. He was planning on going to the cops had they not been caught. But the other guy, the first kid who put the gun to my temple, it was his 18th birthday. He got the book thrown at him. In the courtroom, he made fun of me and was laughing at me. So it'd have made me
You gonna hop
the
off?
judge scolded him for his behavior, and he just
You for real?
me with a Joker-like grin. All I could see was pure
Are you at the base?
Cable commit more crimes. I have no doubt
Okay, well, I'm not gonna kill the Ender Dragon yet. When I get back to the base, I'm gonna take a break myself. I don't know if you're gonna be on. I'm gonna wait for you. I wanna wait to kill the Ender Dragon with you, you know? So, you gonna get back on later? Yeah,
February.
if anything,
We had my oldest, which was
if
my
anything, we
parents'
could
house,
end it
and
like
my mom
tomorrow,
didn't think
today,
the
if
letter was
anything.
important. I missed the deadline to protest his release for probation. The plea deal was 8 years. It's only been 4. He's getting out early due to overcrowding. Not good
Okay,
behavior,
I'll just wait then.
overcrowding.
It's
This
fine.
coming February, and I'm ready if he finds me. My wife, my parents,
Alright
everyone
then,
I know
bro. I
knows
still
his
got a
face
long
and
way to
name.
go.
If he tries anything, we are all ready. I have a new edit for this post. He's
Oh
victim
shit, me
number 1.
too, man.
I don't know the details, but I know there was another victim based on the type of crimes committed.
Alright then,
3 of
bro.
them, he got let out February 2nd. The warrants are from
Alright,
February
have a good night,
22nd.
bro.
I've been watching his Facebook since everything was public, just making sure he was staying away from my family. I hadn't checked it since the middle of February, so I just
Oh,
checked
so
it. I
tired,
noticed
y'all.
he
I'm
stopped
just gonna get
posting
back to my
since he was
base.
posting everything, including asking for smoke, and when he was going to be on Facebook, that was unusual, so I checked the records page. More violent crimes have been committed, and he's more than likely on the run. From his Facebook, it looked like he was turning around. It's not. I feel horrible. I know I tried my hardest to make sure he stayed in. Victim services did not care to listen, basically. Now he's hurt someone else. I feel horrible for the new victim, and I know it's not, but I can't help but feel like I'm partially guilty for this. I'll keep updating as this develops. As of right now, he's on the run. Another edit March 22nd, 2023. He is back in prison as of March 8th for 5 charges. If victim services has ever failed, it's now. I can't help but feel guilty and horrible, like I could have done more. He is being charged with violent crimes against individuals, possession of a weapon under disability, so probation violation, I guess, and homicide. Someone died by his hand after I fought as much as I could to try to keep him locked up. I know this isn't my fault, yet I can't stop the guilt. Hopefully this won't happen to anyone else by his hand. As of this point, it'll be years before we get a verdict, more than likely, so this may be the final update. Thank you all so much for your support. Stay safe out there, friends. It's a crazy world. If you're liking this video, all I ask is that you make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you.
Like and subscribe, y'all, for more content, you know.
I am from Germany, but spent half a year in Canada as part of my bachelor's degree. I barely got back before the pandemic hit. I was 22 years old at the time, and the other people involved were about the same age. Another foreign student, and I befriended this local Canadian student. We all had the same interests in humor, and the dude became a very good friend of ours. He told us all about the local area, and we spent a week in the summer with him and his father at their very remote. Remember this is a
Oh shit, I'm tired,
they
y'all.
taught us how to handle guns there and let us shoot a lot. Then fall came and we had a lot of free time
I'm gonna
to
play some Need
finish
for Speed
all our
Payback soon,
papers.
though.
So our buddy
That's
proposed that we
fun.
spend a few days at his dad's cabin, this time without his father. We went hecky because we could load
Yeah, I
up
know I'm
on
gonna
booze
get
and weed and
copyrighted
have a
on
great
YouTube. They
time
so
there.
fucking.
Just living the life. 3 close dudes in the woods gaming and getting wasted. Sounds great, right? After loading up on all the quote-unquote supplies, the first 3 days were very calm. In this case, what
I
freaked
like
me out the
YouTube,
most was the
I
fact that
like
we were
YouTube a
far
lot.
away from civilization.
Like
And you never
YouTube, you
understand
listen
how
to
quiet your
this, please
surroundings
give
can
me a
be
chance.
until
I'm
you
not
spend some time in a remote area like this,
doing
which
anything
led to
wrong.
me
I'm just
often just standing
playing the
in the
game,
dark at
trying to
night,
have fun,
listening to
listen
the
to music.
surroundings of the
Oh my
cabin.
god, there's a
But after the
mountain.
first few days, I got less paranoid. After all, I
Fuck,
was
I don't
with
want to go
friends,
through
was
that.
constantly high, and we were quite armed and dangerous, probably more dangerous to ourselves to be honest. Day 4 came. We spent the day attempting to hunt in the woods, mostly just chilling under trees with a beer and rifle in hand. But in the evening it started to rain heavily. After an hour we were starting to see lightning in the distance, with quite a bit of time passing between lightning and thunder, which meant the thunderstorm itself was still some time away. So we aborted our incompetent hunting attempts and started trekking back to the cabin. It took us about an hour to reach it, due to it already being very dark and the rain creating unsafe footing. For context, you should know that once you spend a few days in the wilderness and haven't seen a soul other than your friends for days, you can become quite
Oh
careless about your
shit.
surroundings. I think you can imagine why I am telling you that last part. So we entered the cabin. At that time the thunderstorm was raging full on. We put away our gear and changed clothes, except for our guns. Yes, I know, drugs and guns are a horrible combination and I wouldn't mix that stuff nowadays, but we were drilled quite well by Canadian friends dad regarding trigger discipline, safety, that type of stuff. And man, I really miss spooning a rifle while sleeping. We cozied down in the living room at a table, started a YouTube video, and began playing cards. Barely 20 minutes passed since we returned, and at the time, we didn't bother closing the curtains in the living room because thunderstorms are cool. So imagine that we were 3 guys sitting around a table, occasionally in awe at the weather outside while playing cards. In such a remote place, it is extremely dark outside. Without a full moon and clear clear skies, it is pitch black. The only lamps we have are old vintage looking and dimmer than my phone's screen. What comes next is how my also non-local friend has described what he saw. While sipping from his beer, another lightning went off.
Village.
He spit it out instantly after the lightning came and screamed loudly and stood up. No words, just the sound of panic. My Canadian friend and I were instantly perplexed and looked at him. There is somebody outside. He started rambling about how in that split second the lightning illuminated the outside of the cabin. He saw a person standing a bit of distance away from the cabin, looking directly at us. My non-local friend is obviously in full-on panic. His face looks anxious. This communicated to our Canadian buddy and me that this guy wasn't just messing with us. He did see somebody outside. I grabbed my rifle and pulled the bolter back around into the chamber. I feel that warm sensation running down my spine at my body, releasing adrenaline. I tried to stay far away from the window, stare into the darkness outside, but I can't see anything. While our Canadian friend rushed into his room to grab his pistol, I start panicking even more because I realized we didn't lock the door. Why would we? We haven't seen anyone in days and are in the middle of wilderness. So I run to the door and lock it. Our friend returns with his pistol, which he grabbed because there was a flashlight attached to it. He carefully approached the window, then changed his pace from sneaky to fast and pushed the window open with one hand, while the other hand was aiming the handgun outside. I wish I was any good at drawing, because what we saw next when our friend turned on the flashlight was the most terrifying image I have ever seen. It is burned into my mind. The fact that I cannot share that image with other people has been bugging me for 3 years now. The light turns on, and what we saw in that moment was a man, tall and slim, dressed in all black, with a hooded raincoat which he has pulled over his head, almost covering his eyes, but not far away from the cabin, just a few steps away from the window, not standing as our friend yelled earlier, but crouching, looking directly at us with clenched eyes and a terrifying little smirk on one side of his mouth. Another lightning flashes, and for that moment we were all frozen. The image of what we saw must have shocked the other guys as much as it did me, because nobody said anything for a few seconds. There is a hard-to-explain dreadful feeling about seeing something like this. In a storm, in the middle of nowhere, a person dressed in a black raincoat is suddenly crouching so close to you. I'm facing you. Our Canadian buddy was aiming his pistol and attached flashlight at the also frozen crouched smirky man and just yelled out, with a slight stutter and a higher-pitched voice than I've ever heard from him. Get away from us or we will shoot. I guess at that moment after his eyes adjusted, the raincoat man realized that this was not just a flashlight, but a gun, and I was standing next to my friend with a hunting rifle in my arm. Raincoat man's slight smirk changed to something where I am unsure if it was shock or rage. All this was happening in less than a minute, while my friend kept on yelling, and I was just frozen. The raincoat man figure turned by about 90 degrees towards the nearest tree line. It went from crouch to full sprint quickly. He ran away to the right side of our window. 2 of us poked their head out of the window to see where exactly he was going, but with the heavy rainfall and darkness we could barely make out anything in the distance of that tree line. After a few minutes of just looking at each other in disbelief, we decided to pop off a few rounds outside the window to prove that we were for real and to cope. When the shock wore off, we decided to call the police. They asked a lot of questions on the phone to describe the location of the cabin and a description of the man who just almost crept up on us, totally unsuspecting and only revealed due to lightning and luck. Due to us being in such a remote area, the cops told us it'd take at least 1 or 2 hours for somebody to come out. They asked because of the weather and time if it'd be alright if they send somebody out tomorrow to talk to us about all the details. Given how the man saw that we were armed, he probably wouldn't come back again. They agreed. We discussed just jumping in the truck and leaving right now, but us idiots were too lazy to refuel the truck. The idea of doing this now, in the dark and in that heavy rain, was just too frightening. I kept thinking about this guy lurking in the darkness and picking us off one by one. We spent the night sleeping in shifts. One person was awake and standing guard. The others at least attempted to sleep. When my turn came, the rain had died down. I turned off all the lights, opened a window, and just sat there in the darkness, trying to listen for any sound I could hear and looking out of the windows to scan the area. Let me tell you, when you're sitting in the dark for hours in full alert mode, just try and sit still, listen, and look around. You have a lot of time to think and reiterate what just happened. Close to the middle of the next day, 2 cops arrived. We had to give them a detailed report of what happened, when it happened, and had to show them in which direction the raincoat man ran off to. They said they will organize for a patrol to comb through the woods, but that might take a while because they need experienced outdoorsmen. Sadly, we didn't see many details of the man's face. We couldn't tell if he was young or old, only that he was tall and clean-shaven. The chances of finding who exactly that was and find out what the heck he was attempting to do were very small, though one of the officers expressed that this whole happening was deeply worrying. We left the cabin a few hours after the police left, and Canadian guy's dad insisted we stay at his place at least for a day until we feel safe again. He also wanted to hear every last detail and figured that the time has come to install cameras around the cabin. I don't remember this part for sure, but I believe that I heard later the dad and his brother went back to the cabin and just sat there in the dark, waiting for the raincoat man to return. But I never heard of any results, so I guess he must have gone hunting in other areas. I never heard from the cops again. Next January, I left Canada and returned home. My Canadian friend was called in for an interview a few months later, and it seemed like the police were still seriously investigating this, looking for the guy who crept up on a cabin during a thunderstorm. We have speculated a lot about what that was. The winning theory is that this guy most certainly had sinister intentions. This did not look like just an attempt at burglary. Remember, we had dim lights on. You could see that there was somebody inside the cabin. This guy was creeping towards us in a raincoat during a thunderstorm. When my friend yelled out that he saw somebody, this guy went from walking/standing to crouching, and he went closer towards the window. I suspect the raincoat man wanted to check what kind of victim was on the menu, and I don't really want to imagine what he had in store if there were two unarmed girls there in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. We didn't see any headlights passing the clearing the cabin was on. The guy also had no backpack or something, just a raincoat and black weather
I
appropriate
think I found my
clothing. I bet
base.
my soul that this guy was a man
That's
on a mission
blocks I
who knew
see.
exactly what he was doing and what he was well prepared for.
Yeah,
Right
I
his
don't
post. I
know.
also started thinking about the logistics of it all. The guy must have a camper, at least a car hidden somewhere in those woods. You can't sustain yourself out there otherwise. I also got the feeling that he either came upon the cabin during the storm itself, or that he spotted us in the woods during the hunting we did before. We moved slowly, while also not being shy with waving our lights around. And in total pitch darkness wilderness, a proper flashlight must have been as easy to spot as beacons, so he might have tracked us through the woods until we reached the cabin.
No, yeah, y'all was.
Healthcare provider about Ozempic.
Hello everyone, I wanted to share my scary encounter that occurred just yesterday on the bus. So for a bit of context, I am a
If
college
everybody
student.
got
Without
Need
giving
for
too
Speed
many
pay
details,
back,
I am a woman
add
with a
me,
small
y'all.
side of average female height. I currently do
I
not
want
have
to
a
do a
car,
races,
so I use my
dig,
bike,
we do
walking, and the
roll,
bus to get around.
whatever
My
car y'all
college has a
want.
transit
It gotta be
service that allows you to
reasonable, you
scan in
know.
with a student boarding pass for free.
Tonight I'm
Other
gonna be on it.
non-students are
I'm gonna be
allowed to ride the
grinding it
bus
to
by
make some
paying upon
money to
entering or
recoup.
purchasing a ticket beforehand.
Cause I
I
put all the money
frequently
in my
ride the bus
Civic.
for various reasons, grocery runs or
So,
treating myself to food, and yesterday I had the idea of treating myself to a
I
movie
should
after
got my
all the
boat.
exams I have been having lately. I'm an avid horror fan and knew
Should
that
got my
Terrifier 2 was in
boat.
theaters, so of course I wanted to see it immediately. One of my friends told me they found it funny and really enjoyed it, which was more than enough reason to go see it. I was looking at tickets the day before yesterday and trying to decide which time slot I wanted to see the movie in. Looking back now, something in my gut told me to choose the earlier time. I wish I had listened.
Those
Another
downfits when I
detail I
need
want
them.
to add is that there are two bus sizes, a large one and a small one. The bus I rode during the incident was the smaller one. The stop where I got on the bus is the beginning of the route. Unlike every other stop, the driver usually parks the bus here for 5 minutes and gets off to use the restroom with a quick break before continuing with the rest of the route. Upon entering the bus, I noticed only two other passengers, another girl about my age and an older man. The girl was in the front of the bus on the right side and the man was in the second row on the left side. I sat on the right side several rows back. I usually read something on my phone or listen to music on the bus, so I immediately got on my phone when I sat down. Everything was okay for a little bit until I looked up and noticed the man repeatedly staring at me and looking away before staring at me again. I was immediately apprehensive but just brushed it off. He started speaking aloud out of nowhere, saying things like, "Beautiful baby and so fine," while staring at me. I was frozen out of fear and could only keep looking at my phone and trying to ignore it. This continued until I worked up the courage to say, "Sir, would you please stop staring at me?" To which he claimed he was not staring and told me I was extremely beautiful. Unsure of what to say, I just stupidly thanked him and went back to my phone. He had his body slightly turned, but when I confronted him, he faced fully forward. The driver got back on and we started moving again, so everything was calm for a bit, though I was admittedly still shaken up. This quote did not last long. Obviously, this creep couldn't contain himself and just had to voice his opinions about me out loud. He started saying similar things again, but also added some new phrases such as, "Going to make you my wife," and by far the worst one, "I'm going to get you pregnant." I was shaking at this point and was unsure what to do. I desperately wanted to sit next to the other girl, but did not want to pass by him to sit by her. We made it to two other stops before the girl got off and said sorry before leaving. My heart dropped to my stomach. The last thing I wanted was to be alone with this guy. Luckily, more people got on at this stop, a middle-aged couple and a guy about my age. In a panic, voice, I sort of shouted and asked the guy my age if he would sit with me. He was a bit confused, but came to sit by me, and I immediately felt relief. The stress of the situation got to me, and I broke down crying. I guess the creep took this as indication to leave because he swiftly made his exit after that. The kind younger guy who sat next to me and began to comfort me. I am so grateful he chose to ride the bus that day. The bus driver noticed the commotion and called me to the front to get information in order to make a report. He told me he couldn't hear anything, but that buses have video and would hopefully pick up what the creep was saying. He told me that same man had recently been kicked off for a similar incident and that he would be reporting this immediately. For the rest of the ride, the younger guy and I talked about things like majors and other school-related stuff. I want to go into the marine biology field, and he is a graduate student in mechanical engineering. I made it to the movies, it was awesome, and back home safely, but I definitely learned a lesson. My boyfriend is going to help me look into some self-defense items, and he taught me a few fighting tactics. 2 years ago, I moved to the United Kingdom for university, as I always wanted to go there and get away from my parents, as the situation at home was beginning to become too toxic for me. In first year at university, I moved into a student accommodation and met some really great people. It was a good year, without meeting my boyfriend, who I'm still with, and just enjoying my time away from my family and discovering what independence really meant. Anyhow, as second year came by, I decided with some friends to move into a house rented by student accommodations, but at least we have our own house and weren't restricted as much with noise and parties as living in a small shared flat like in first year. To note, I had a ground floor room, and my window gave into a very small backyard, in which I would go smoke every day as I am a smoker, and in which there would be a very thin wooden door giving into the other side of the street, where you would put your bins and broken chairs and stuff. The door could only be closed and locked from inside the backyard, but since it was an old door, we had to attach some strings to keep it closed for good. I had neighbors on each side of the house, so we were surrounded by families and some other student accommodations. The neighbors on the right of us were 5 boys, who looked way over the age of being in university. They were strange, so to say. I met one of them outside of our house one day because of a police intervention due to one of his flatmates attacking him and the others with a kitchen knife and burning their kitchen down. I heard some screams, and so I went outside with my flatmates and saw him being covered in blood and cuts everywhere on his arm and a wound on his head inflicted by a kitchen knife. Me and my flatmates didn't know what to do, so we offered him our help to clean himself and gave him an old shirt to change out of his bloody clothes. We then saw the guy who hurt these flatmates being escorted out by the police into a van and driven off to be arrested. I don't know anything more about the story. The police didn't really tell us anything else. Anyway, the guy who we helped was quite weird. He said a lot of lies and kept trying to grab me and flirt with me, and we noticed when helping him he smoked quite a lot of weed, but just didn't really care at the moment, as we just wanted to make sure he was okay as we didn't know him. Then after some time had passed, I would go to university and come back home and see him quite often in the street, and just never said a word to him again. But one day, he came up to me in the street while I went to the corner shop and started talking to me weirdly, and I didn't feel comfortable at all with that for some reason, so I just didn't respond to him. He then just said, "Oh, that's okay, I'll just wait in front of your house then, and we can talk further." No need to say I was creeped out, and just thought he was joking, so I bought my drink at the shop and headed back to my street, and as I turned into the street where my house was, I saw him with his flatmate sitting on my doorstep and waiting for me. So I
I
panicked
think I
and
know
went
where
back
I'm
next to
at.
the corner shop and called my
I
only
think I
guy
can feel
flatmates and
bass,
asked him to
y'all.
open the
I can
door
feel
and tell the guys
it.
to go away. But obviously he wasn't home and no one else was either, so I literally just waited it out until they left 1 hour later and then sprinted back home and locked the front door. To also note, my front door had a glass panel on it where you would be able to kind of know who
Yay!
was standing in
I
front
found
of
it.
it. After this already pretty
Found my
scary
bass.
encounter, I just tried to avoid the guy and mostly succeeded for
I
a while.
miss you.
But then one day, as I went smoking in the backyard, I noticed that
Yo,
the
what
wooden
you
door,
wanna name
which
this
is always
bass?
closed,
The
was open, and
industrial
the strings that we put there to keep it
bass
closed were
or
cut off. For whatever reason,
the
I didn't think
factory
anything of it
bass? I
and just
don't know.
closed the door again and put a new string on it, thinking it was one of my
I got
flatmates who
subtitles, so
took
I'm
the
good.
bins
I
out and
just
just didn't tie it back. The weird neighbors would very often scream and yell and fight in their house, and it would wake me and my flatmates up in the middle of the night, but we
put
kind
my
of got
spot
used to
right
it after
here.
a while. But one evening, my boyfriend slept over like he usually did, and he, who usually never ever wakes up because of a noise, woke up in the middle of the night because of a bang and some whispering. I was sound asleep, so he very silently woke me up, and we both just waited in the dark and listened for any other noises. Suddenly, we heard the wooden door just bang, just shot open, and some footsteps next to my window. I always had my window open because it would get really warm inside, so we both just froze. And then we heard the door leading to the backyard get shaken
My
softly as if
game
they
is
were trying to get inside,
lagging, y'all
and then they
can
stopped.
tell.
Luckily, we had the curtains
If
closed,
y'all
so
could
they couldn't see
tell,
us, but we were
this
ready to
is
get dressed and
some
get out of the room and lock
bullshit.
them in if they came in from the
Really
window.
get some of
And
the
we
base, my
just
game
heard my
lagging.
window
Like, kind of
crack
shit
and
is
get roll
that,
open,
bro?
and one of
Like,
the guys saying something in a different language that we didn't understand and started to hear them trying to get in. My boyfriend and I just shot up out of the bed, took my phone, and put clothes on and ran out of the room and out of the house. So I then called my flatmates and told them to lock themselves in their rooms, and then the police, who luckily came in less than 5 minutes as the headquarters were a couple of streets down from us. I don't remember anything after the police came. I think me and my boyfriend were in shock. They ended up catching one guy, the other fled and was later found a few streets up smoking weed. The police told us they went inside of their house and found a lot of meth and heroin, and they were
no,
carrying a massive
oh
ancient
my
knife with
god,
them.
make,
I was so confused as I've never done anything to offend or do anything wrong to my neighbors, so the
oh
idea
my
of them
god,
breaking in
that
with
was a
God
waste of
knows what
fucking
intentions
gold.
with
I
an
gotta
ancient
get
knife
more gold
terrorized me and
tomorrow.
my boyfriend. The two guys ended up being arrested, and one of them was put in prison for 2 years for carrying a weapon with intention to
That's a lot of
harm.
gold I
I
just
never heard
wasted,
anything
y'all.
else from the police, and I moved back home a few months later as I was so scared
Fucking
and it
irritated,
tormented me
I'm
for
definitely
months
not
on
up
end,
here
not knowing what would have
tonight.
happened if my
Tired.
boyfriend didn't wake up. If you're
That
liking
shit
this
pissed me
video, all
off.
I ask is that you make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video.
Well,
Thank you.
hope everybody have a good day, a good night. Done for tonight.
So for context,
I'll
I
be
grew
on
up in the suburbs, and
tomorrow
outside of the occasional
in
play
the
park or sports field,
afternoon.
there was nothing to do. Me and my neighbors used to
Hope
play
everyone
dog
have a
and
good
run, or
night.
its other
And
name,
yeah.
ding dong